Hello, hello. Let's get this set up. That's a little too slim. Let's see, can everyone hear me? That's on a bit of a delay. Just gonna wait for chat to pop up. Hello, Retro. How you doing? Retro, I liked your recent upload, man. It was really good. That'll be my recommendation for today. Hey, Ben. How you doing? Retro, you want to be an admin? Or a moderator, whatever it's called? I'm going to make you a moderator. I trust you. You're a fellow creator. Petwaiter Cole. What's going on, man? I've been seeing you in the streams a lot. Nice to see you. Let me not open DMs like that. That was silly. Close that. What's going on, Ed H? Howdy. No Dickie to start with Tragic. Now we're starting with Freddie Sanchez this week. Freddie Sanchez sent me signed baseballs. I don't know if you saw my community posts. So I now have a signed World Series ball and signed 2006 All-Star Game ball from Freddie Sanchez. You guys want to see him? First, Jolly, obviously, I caught you. Do great work. Can't wait for spring training games tomorrow. Me too, man. Andy, I'm excited about it. Spring training is going to be awesome. Really looking forward to it. Doing AL Central Day. Hey, Jolly, what's up? What's going on, Kaysen? I've seen you in like all the streams, man. How you doing? Pretty cool stuff. What do we got going on here? So, if you guys want to see, because I really want to show it off, 2012 World Series signed ball from Freddie Sanchez. So, always do videos about forgotten award winners because you never know what it might get you. Freddie Sanchez, one of my new favorite players now. That's for certain. You'll gladly be moderator? It's good to hear. We're obviously going to wait a few minutes for some people to file in before we get started. Just to be fair. Maybe people who haven't caught the tweet yet or something like that. I'm so jolly to have this live stream. Very well done, Lock and Loaded. Very well done. Congrats on the autos. That's super cool. Thanks, man. It's really cool. You liked my comment in 30 seconds on that post. You're either a psychopath or constantly monitor your posts because you are paranoid like me. I think I might have just happened to check at the time that you commented, Ben. I think it might have just been a coincidence. That's all. Gotta call me out like that? That's crazy. That's crazy, dog. It's crazy. Let's see. Do not disturb on. Very good. Very good. Very good. So, on, guys, you can throw out some questions if you want. We got some time to kill before we have some people. We got 28 people. That's good. I just recently started watching your channel. I really like it. Thanks, Fire Productions. I'm really glad to hear it. What are the chances that Dodger Stadium will be open for tours in June while I'm there? In June? With social distancing? It's possible, like 20% capacity maybe. I don't know. So unfortunate that baseball commentary channels don't get enough credit. Oh yeah, I know. There's a lot of us, so you know, I'm happy with my pace. The pace is slow, but you know, wow, True RGM's in the chat. What's going on, man? What is good with you? One of my favorite creators on here. Nice to see you, man. We're doing AL Central comparisons today. I don't know why I don't know what I was gonna say. Your thoughts on Kevin Biggio? I forget what I ranked him when we did AL East, because AL East was the last stream. It's a good question, because he's playing third this year. So I think I put Gio and Devers above him, but I'm pretty sure he was third. I'm big on the Baby Jays. I think they're gonna have good seasons. Bo's probably gonna be the star though by season's end. I think Bo will be your star. Glad to catch this. Hey Jolly, what's going on? 3 of 7 Tricom 34. That's a mouthful of a name. It really is. Twins World Series champions 2021 on God. In one of my prediction streams, I picked the Twins to win the American League, be the number one team. Not win as in go through the playoffs and win, but be the best team in the AL. I still think they're going to get out in the first round. What spring training game are you most excited to watch tomorrow? That's a good question. Why don't we check out the schedule? Let's check that out. That's a good call. Team was injured during the playoffs. Finally caught a live stream. What's going on, Stephen Gates? Is your brother or father Bill Gates? Mr. Jaliyov is finally getting the subscribers he deserves. I'm very happy for him. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. All right, let's see what we got. Pittsburgh, Baltimore. No. Nats, Cardinals. No. Maybe, actually. Twins, Red Sox. Could be fun. Phillies, Tigers. Blah. Ooh, Braves, Rays. I think I might watch that. Braves, Rays might be a fun one. Great starting pitching? Yeah, DJ Happ is their fourth, so that's pretty good. Logan Landers, would you be cool with doing an interview about your channel growth? I'm pushing all interviews and podcast stuff like that until June. But when June comes, sure, because I got to stick to my production schedule to keep the channel. I want to try and hit 20K by the summer, which I think is possible. So come summer, if you're still interested in that interview, I'd be happy to talk to you, man. I just need a little bit more time, that's all. Twins could go 162-0 and still lose in the first round. That's a little harsh. I don't know about that. Blue Jays Yankees is going to be fun. Angels Giants is going to be fun. I want to watch the Royals play. I want to see what they got. Dodgers Oakland will be fun. There's a lot of good games tomorrow. That's cool. Padres Mariners, I'd watch that. Gotta watch the Jays game, Bo and Vladdy. Yeah, maybe. Love your content, man. Think my hometown Tigers will be bad, but not as bad as people think due to young pitching. Paul, I hope you're right, because I'm Tigers fans deserve better. That's for sure. Probably another Tigers video coming soon. One of the monster months, the upcoming ones. I'm planning on doing 2 more. One of them will be about the Tigers. One about the Brewers as well. Yeah. How many people we got? Let's see. We ready to get started or no? 38? We'll wait a little bit longer. It's 7:05 now. Oh, I forgot to do the pinned message thing. Let me do that really quick, guys. I gotta pin that. There we go. Yeah, for those who missed last stream, I'm trying out this new donation reward thing where like the highest donation can pick any player they want as long as there's like a PNG of the player to just like hang out above me. I thought it would be like a little bit of a cool reward since like there's not really a lot of things I can offer for donations right now. So this is a way to like, you know, actively influence the stream, which I thought would be cool. Uh-oh, I clicked someone by accident. Gonna watch the White Sox no matter what? Who are they playing? I didn't even say. I don't want to go to the shop. What the hell? I think you'll probably hit 20K by the end of March at this pace. I hope so. That'd be really cool. That means we could hit like 30K by the summer. Springer isn't playing tomorrow, but other than that, the Jays got nearly everyone else in the lineup. That's hype. Maybe I gotta watch the Jays then. Jays are one of my teams going into the season for sure. Definitely looking forward to see how they play. Definitely want them to succeed. Oh, they're playing the Yankees, obviously. I said that before. Yeah. I'm so excited for baseball. God. I cannot wait to watch baseball, man. I'm fiending. I'm absolutely fiending. Is that Kevin Gausman? I think that's Pete Alonso. Or in the presser right there is Jock Peterson. 41, cool. Are black jerseys coming back or what? No confirmation on that, if you're talking about the Mets. I think they might do like Blackout Fridays, which I think would be sick, but that would probably be only for like when the fans come back or something. But yeah, no sign yet. There's probably some weird logistical hoops they have to jump through to get it done first. I think we're going to start the comparisons and stuff like that at 7:10. So a couple more minutes for people to file in, and then we'll get it kicked into gear. What is your opinion on Kansas City Royals starting rotation? It's sleepy good. It's pretty sleepy good. You got Brady Singer, you got Brad Keller, you got Mike Minor, you got Danny Duffy. Danny Duffy's kind of fell off a little bit in recent years, but he's still, you know, very serviceable. He can eat some innings for them. So Royals definitely might even have like third or second best rotation in the division. Hey, Jolly, I was still muted, but I used this account. Yeah, Bloodline, I'm sorry, man. I still couldn't figure that out. I really don't know what that is. I'm bad with the whole streaming thing, but I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. I'll make you a moderator as a reward, because I know you just enjoyed the stream. I know you got no business trying to mess us up or anything. Which players do you think will be moved this season? Like at the trade deadline? Oh, God, I have no idea. Maybe Seager. Probably not, though. Who's the player above you? Freddie Sanchez. Freddie Sanchez sent me an autographed baseball from the World Series in 2012. So he is the player that's going to start the donation thing today. There you go. Hey, Jolly. What's going on? Andrew Corrigan? Trevor Gott? I don't know. Maybe. Who's your favorite player right now? Good question. Dominic Smith, probably. Love Dominic Smith. Or Michael Conforto. One of those. I'm a Mets guy, so. Baby Blue Phillies unis? Those are nice. How about Bobby Dahlbeck? How about Bobby Dahlbeck, James? That's quite the donut we got last time. MVP Benintendi? I don't know about that. In YouTube Studio? All right, Rich, I'll take a look. But if I try and look now, my computer is going to take a fart. So we're gonna wait on that a little bit. I'm also going to try and set up music for future streams because I feel like, gets a little dead airy in here when we're in a lull. So hopefully we'll have music and everyone good to go next stream. Thoughts on the Braves this season? Probably going to win the East. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. I would have locked that in if they got Justin Turner. But yeah, probably going to win the East. And I mean, they were a game within the World Series last year, so, expect that kind of thing, Fire Productions. Irvin Santana, starter, long relief, or even on the squad? Who signed him? I didn't even know he got signed. Did he get an invite or something? He's old, dude. I don't know if he's going to make a club. Let's check out how old Irvin Santana is. 50 people in the stream, that's what we like to see. Okay, cool. Then we will get started very soon. What's going on, DeGrom Smiling? Did I not make you mod yet? You can be mod, dude. I trust you. Don't worry. We got hella mods in the chat. Just don't go crazy and drunk with power. Hi, Jelly. National League is better than American League, but who's asking? Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Irvin is 38, and he's on the Royals. He has a non-roster invite. Okay. Maybe long relief with the Royals. Their bullpen isn't crazy good. So, yeah, I could see that happening. Why not? That'd be fun. You think Kopech will be good this year if they ease him in? Wow, we already got one. Love the content you drop. I can really tell how much effort is put into each and one of you. Oh, man. Thank you, Shamwo. I like that name. That's a great name. Thank you for the $5, man. Cheers. Cheers to you as well. If you have a player that you want to put above me, because that's part of the donation goal that we do here, the highest donation gets to put a player right above me. If that's something you want to do, just drop that in the chat. And if not, then just thanks for the donut, man. I appreciate it. It's awesome. Like an early donut, first 10 minutes. All right, guys, should we kick it into gear? I think that's we should start it. It's like Jolly Olive gives mods. Yeah, I like giving out mods. It's fun. No one has abused it, so I just like having a bunch of mods here. That's all. Hello, Olive. Hello, Aiden Bay. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. I didn't answer the question before. Do you think Kopech will be good this year? Probably. They have to ease him in. He'll probably be their number 4 guy. He's still a little young, coming off injury. Your donation will have to wait, James? James, you don't got to donate again, but I appreciate that, man. If you do Bobby Dahlbeck again, that would actually be really funny. Royals on the Royals now. I'm excited to talk about the Royals this stream. How do I only have 13k subs? I feel like I should have 2k subs, so the fact that I have 13 is crazy. So, thanks to all of you, because you guys have been helping boost the channel. Soon everybody's going to be a mod. Why not? Trust the people. Is it highest donation of the current stream or all time? No, current stream. If it was all time, that'd be a little messed up. I'd just be asking for money at that point. No, highest donation of the stream, you pick a player above me. That's all. Brian Clutterbuck, first baseball card I ever got. Super obscure player. I'm going to look for a Brian Clutterbuck PNG. If I don't find it, I am sorry, and you can pick somebody else. If there is one, that would be crazy. How much % would you say Miggy will get when he first gets first ballot? I would hope 100%. He deserves to be a first-round guy. I don't see Brian Clutterbuck here, unfortunately. Thanks, Retro. Yeah, if you guys want a good MLB video to watch in your downtime, Retro Baseball dropped a pretty good one today. Does a lot of stuff on the older years of Major League Baseball. A lot of players you might not have heard of before. Very Foolish Baseball inspired. So definitely check that out if you enjoy Foolish. Retro's on the come up. All right, should we kick it into gear? For those who don't know, who somehow didn't see the thumbnail, we are doing AL Central positional comparisons today. If you've missed every stream and this is your first one, first of all, welcome. Second of all, what we do is we go position by position. We have catcher, first base, second base, third base, shortstop, left fielder, center fielder, right fielder, designated hitter, ace, number 2 starting pitcher, number 3 starting pitcher, setup man, and closer to make 14 different categories of comparisons. We compare their F4, that's their Fangraphs WAR. We compare plate appearances, batting average, OPS, and weighted runs created plus. And then for the pitchers down here, we have their innings pitched, ERA, whip, and K percentage. We just got another dono? Oh my god. Tim Welke, I think that's how you say it. Give me Fear the Beard version of Brian Wilson. Love the content. Thank you so much, Tim. $15 dono already. All right, we got to pull up Brian Wilson. I'm sure we can find a PNG of Brian Wilson. That should be easy. Come on. So thank you for the dono, Tim. That's awesome. I don't know if I've seen you in the stream chat before, so if this is your first time, welcome. Tim, do you want Dodgers or Giants? This is a very big pick. I think I'm going to go with Giants just because, he was closing World Series games for them. Yeah, James, you don't need to donate again, man. You did crazy donations last time. So I think Brian Wilson of the Giants is going to be bopping in there. Wow, 2 donos already, guys. You guys are killing it. Can't read chat for a second. Got to put this in real quick. So hopefully when I come back, chat's not overloaded or there's another donation and I have to do this again. I mean, I'm not saying donations are bad. We love donations, and I appreciate your guys' support. You've been very supportive of the streams ever since we started them, so it's been very fun for me. I very much enjoy doing these streams for you guys. Let's try and get him centered. That's gonna bother me if he's not centered. That looks good. I like that. Let's lock that into place. Perfect. Brian Wilson is on the stream. Beautiful. Let's go. Back at it again. What's going on, Connor? Nice to see you, man. Massive W for using the weighted runs created plus in the comparison. Yeah, I felt like it's good just because it balances out stadiums and stuff like that, and that's important, especially when you're talking about guys from like Coors or like this where the Mariners play, which is very pitcher friendly, that kind of thing. So, all right. So we do comparisons at every position. We have 10 position players and 5 pitchers. So it comes out, oh no, it should be 9 and 5 then, because it comes out to 14 categories. We tally up points through a gold, silver, and bronze type thing. So I give a first, second, and third place. First place gets 3 points, second place gets 2, third place gets 1, and we do the amount of categories that they fall into and the amount of points that they get. There's also the occasional diamond pick, where we pick a player that's sort of transcendent in their category and is just one of the best players in the game. Guys that get this are like Jacob deGrom, Garrett Cole. You might even see, Yasmani Grandal get one. That would be 4 points for the team because they have a very special player. So, I think we'll kick it into gear and get started with catchers. We have some very interesting teams in the AL Central. And surprisingly enough, what I like to see is that all of them have a pretty good situation at their catcher position. So we start off with obviously probably the definitive pick to be the number 1 at the catcher position in the AL Central, which is Yasmani Grandal. The White Sox paid a pretty penny to get him. He's played up to that value so far. He still has a few more years on that contract, but a 6.9 F-WAR through the past 2 years, 2019 and 2020, is one of the best amounts you're going to see on the entire spreadsheet that we have here. So with that being said, I think we're going to softly lock in Yasmani Grandal with a gold, but then picking out a second and third is going to be a little bit more interesting. So we're gonna hold there. For reference, Mitch Garver does have a higher OPS with less plate appearances and a higher weighted runs created plus. And Yasmani doesn't have the highest batting average, but he's not really a batting average guy. He's a pretty average, above average defender. Can really hack it with the bat, hit you some bombs, stays healthy. So he's very reliable and durable behind the pen. Okay, what are people saying? I missed a lot of chat. Oh my goodness, what's up, man? Think Royals are gonna be a sleeper team? I think so too. JGB. Grandal is the best catcher. It's biased but true. Go Sox. Yeah, I think so. Grandal is a diamond. We can make an argument for Grandal being a diamond, but giving a diamond on the first pick of the day feels a little interesting. We might have to come back to it. Second and third is gonna be a little bit more dicey because we have Roberto Perez at a 3.2 WAR, but he was pretty dreadful with the bat last season. So I don't know if I'm inclined to give him a silver here. Wilson Ramos has apparently slimmed up considerably, lost like 25 to 30 pounds ahead of his contract with the Tigers. The Tigers got him for 1 year, $2 million. He is the number 1 on their depth chart right now, not Grayson Griner. I'm seeing that in chat a little bit. Wilson Ramos is a candidate, but he looked pretty bad last season. Could not beat out a ground ball for his life, obviously. He's a tank. Salvador Perez didn't play in 2019, played in 2020, and raked at the plate. Salvador Perez is not a good defender. Don't let anybody fool you with common baseball knowledge. Defensive metrics do not support Salvador Perez behind the plate. There are guys in his own division that are better than him, in my opinion. And then you have Mitch Garver, who doesn't have as many plate appearances as guys like Roberto Perez and Wilson Ramos, but really, really rakes for the Twins. Had kind of a down year last year. I think we should actually check out his BR real quick. We did give JT Realmuto a diamond. That is true, Ami. Oh, James. Another dono. Not going to beat that 15, but still sending thanks for great quality content, Dahlbeck Squad. James, you are always appreciated, man. I really appreciate that. I don't know what I'm typing. I typed in Mitch Realmuto. I don't know what I'm doing here. I meant to say Mitch Garver. But James, thank you for the $8, man. Another donation from James. So shout out to James. Let's get some shout outs in chat for that, man. He is the GOAT. Might have to just mod him, too. Everyone's going to be blue. Everyone. All right, hopefully this loads. My computer's a little stinky right now. I think Salvador Perez is better than Mitch Garver. On legacy, maybe, but I'm talking about heading into the 2021 season. So Mitch Garver, 2019, dude raked the ball. 995 OPS, 157 OPS plus, 31 bombs, only 67 RBIs, which is a little surprising, but these 31 bombs came in 311 at-bats. If you give him a full game pace, he's a 50 home run hitter. So That's something to consider. He definitely took a considerable step back in 2020. I think he was fighting off some injuries, only played about a third of the games, batted 167, OPS dropped, obviously. So you have to take that into consideration as well. So Mitch Garver and Salvador Perez are very interesting picks because Salvi missed 2019 while Mitch Garver had a monster 2019, and then Mitch Garver kind of took a huge step back in 2020 where Salvi returned and sort of had a return to form. So let's see. A diamond for Perez, Ami? I hard disagree with that. You also gave 2 medals to Perez, so I think you met Grandal. Pepito was late. We just started, man, so you didn't miss much. We gave a gold to Yasmani Grandal. Some people are trying to talk me into a diamond. I'm thinking about it. We might have to come back to it. Garver had a higher DWAR than OWAR, surprisingly. Is that true? Let's check it out. DWAR. Yeah. 0.3 and 0.6 compared to a negative 0.2 and 4.0. 4.0 OWAR is, nuts. And he won a Silver Slugger in 2019, not to be forgotten. So Mitch Garver, a little bit of a sneaky pick headed into the year. So I'm not a huge fan of Salvador Perez, especially this late into his career. Let's check out his BR. I think we can safely discount Wilson Ramos and Roberto Perez from further consideration. If that makes someone angry, I'm sorry. Yeah, Garver's at-bat to home run rate was ridiculous. I agree, RGM. It was insane. Stupid. I didn't even realize until I actually looked at it. But Salvi, he's a 6-time All-Star consecutive. Has a lot of gold gloves, and a lot of them not crazy deserved, in my opinion. But, he was holding it down for the Kansas City Royals through their World Series years. These OPSs get ugly as the years go on. A 706, a 692 when they were competing. So that's not great. So FWAR basically combines offensive and defensive metrics. That's Fangraphs WAR. DWAR is just specifically how valuable a player is in their defensive metrics. So DWAR and then OWAR is obviously offensive. So these two get combined for the combined WAR. So Salvi, I did rag on him for his defense, has always had a positive DWAR in his career. I think he definitely gets a medal here. His OWAR, not bad, really not bad. I think I might have. I'm a little bit banking on the Mitch Garver return to form here for the Twins. But with that being said, from Mitch Garver's just like 3.8, which is coming mostly from his 2019. I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna give him the silver. You guys can disagree, that's okay. And then Salvi's gonna come in at a soft third for me. I'm gonna read chaff a little bit because I missed a lot of what you guys said. DWAR is just defense. Yep, you got it. Royals fan did not think I'd be hyped for the team coming into 2021. Yeah, Royals fans, if you're in the chat, you got to love what the front office has been doing. Putting a lot of faith in the fans. Really showing them that they still, they care about the team. They're willing to spend some money. Obviously, I don't think that this is the year where the Royals are going back to the World Series. But to trade for Andrew Benintendi, to sign Carlos Santana, to give Jorge Soler some backup, to get Mike Minor for the top of the rotation. They didn't have to do any of these things. The Central isn't exactly wide open. They have the Twins and the White Sox governing the top, and now I think you can soft lock Kansas City for third or something like that. Obviously, standing predictions are going to come at the end of the stream once we've done all our comparisons, but, I'm a little bit high on the Kansas City Royals. That's all I'll say. So, now what we do is we award points, which can kind of gauge how we've ranked the teams so far. So Chicago gets 3 for their gold, and they factor into one category now. Kansas City gets 1 for their bronze, and they factor into one category. And then Minnesota gets 2 for their silver, and they are also in one category. Cleveland and Detroit still waiting to get on the board. Let's see what chat's doing. I missed a lot again. Let's see. The catcher position is becoming solely defensive metrics since team care about more. I don't know. I think Yasmani Grandal kind of beats that notion, right? So I don't know. I feel like he kind of defeats that notion. He's a little bit of both, but I definitely would consider Yasmani Grandal an offensive catcher. I would switch Garver and Salvi. Yeah, that's fair. You can cut. It's kind of a toss-up, but I'm banking on Mitch Garver's upside, whereas Salvi, I think, is getting toward the older years of his career. I think he's a little bit on the downswing. Not a Royals fan, but they did a great job in the offseason. Yes, they did, JGB. I agree. Grandal is diamond. I don't agree, but if enough people get on my case about it, then maybe. What's going on, Robbie? Nice to see you, man. Thanks for putting me in your featured channels, Retro. I appreciate that, dog. Ian Soda, what's going on, man? Nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. Let me take 1 second, and then we're going to leap into first base. Wow, we already got 72? That's crazy, guys. Welcome to the stream. You guys are killing it. Really glad you're here. Kansas City is a sneaky team with an extremely bright future. Yes, and we're going to explore that now. Okay. First base is a very, very interesting category. Ben's comment just now sums that up pretty well. Carlos Santana's WAR is very surprising. 4.9 WAR over the past few years, which is outnumbering last year's MVP, Jose Abreu. Now, I will say I don't think Jose Abreu is a diamond either. He did come away with the award last year, but honestly, Jose Abreu, while a solid piece for the White Sox to build their foundation off of, I don't think it's a diamond caliber player, but we're definitely going to take a look at these stats because they are very nice. 19 home runs in a shortened season, led RBIs among the entire league. 617 OPS. Jolly, my guy, help me out here. Christian Vasquez is a top 10 catcher, right? I would argue that Christian Vasquez even could be a top 5 catcher, dude. Christian Vasquez is very good. What? They don't have him as top 10? Is that true? Robbie, can you, DM me that list on Twitter? Is that true? That's whack. Jose Abreu's numbers in his career are really good. It's really good. I'll see you later, Retro. Thanks for coming by. So I see a lot of people in chat just kind of handing out diamonds. I don't know. I feel like the diamonds need to be a little bit more illustrious. We need to conserve them, guys. Jolly, your videos are great. Thanks for your hard work, bro. Will, for real, thanks for stopping by the chat and leaving such a nice comment. I appreciate you. Okay, so we do have to consider the fact that Jose Abreu has less FWAR than Carlos Santana, but obviously he outnumbers everybody in terms of offensive categories because the dude rakes. I mean, we saw this from his offensive categories. Let's see how he does in the field. Been mostly a negative D-WAR player his entire career, was not negative last year in the shortened season. Little bit of an RBI merchant, sort of along the lines of an ERA merchant that we'll get to later in Dallas Keuchel. That's just me. Jose Abreu has always been a solid B-plus level player. Interesting. Jose Abreu's in numbers and Cuba are hilariously good. I'd love to see those. I don't think I've ever seen those, actually. Abreu's not a diamond. I'm glad to see some people are agreeing with me. Okay, we do, I will say that we do have to consider age and consider glove here. Carlos Santana, I believe, has pretty good D-WAR numbers throughout his entire career, even though he was a DH partly. But let me double check that. I could be wrong. Could definitely be wrong. Carlos Santana's been in the league for a long time. He's definitely been in the league for a long time. He's on his way out, too. Let's not get it twisted. He's 34. You know, he could probably still hack it for a couple more years. Do I only give out one diamond? No, but I like to be selective with my diamonds where I put them. Played all 60 games last year, so he's not really a health risk. He's always put up more than 100. Wow. Guy's been a model of consistency. In only one full season did he not play 150 games at least. So the dude is always on the field getting his at-bats, which I can really respect. Can probably be a soft lock for 25 to 30 home runs. Puts up solid OBP, which is a big inflator to his OPS. So we have to factor that in as well. And then his D-WAR numbers, they've been negative in recent years. He is getting a little bit older. So he doesn't hack it in the field as well as Abreu, but if we're being honest, neither of them are particularly good in the field, so we don't really have to factor that in as much. The one puppy guy, what's going on, man? I remember your dono from last time. Welcome back to the stream. Carlos Santana is an on-base god, and I love an on-base god. I love watching that type of player. That's why I like Brendan Nimmo so much. So it's going to be between these two. And then we have to figure out third, which will probably be Miguel Sano. I'm going to give it to Abreu. I'm going to go with, the award, the accolade. He's a little bit of a better fielder. He's a little bit younger. Dude rakes. And he's going to be playing for the better team, if we're being honest. So he's going to have a little bit more lineup protection, which you have to think about when you're doing this kind of thing. But Carlos Santana's 4.9 WAR is super surprising. A 199 average with a 380 OBP. That's very true, JT. It's very funny. I wouldn't call him a walk merchant because you have to earn your walks. You don't necessarily have to earn your RBIs. You're sort of put in situations where RBIs are available, whereas a walk isn't always available. It's an at-bat that you have to sort of fight and earn. So I'm going to give my gold there to Abreu. I'm going to give my silver to Carlos Santana. A great pickup for the Kansas City Royals for not a ton. They didn't really damage their pocket too much there. And then I'm seeing a lot of Josh Naylor talk in the chat. Josh Naylor is an outfielder, but he's listed as number 1 on the depth chart for first baseman in Cleveland. The other option, God, I don't even know what the other option would be, because they got Dan Johnson in the outfield now. Dan Johnson Jr., a rookie. So it's going to be Naylor at first, I believe. Naylor at first, or maybe even Naylor DH. But DH will probably be Franmil Reyes. So Naylor's got a ton of upside, but he really hasn't shown it offensively in the past couple years. What's going on, Zach? Welcome to the stream, man. So I've been very disappointed with Naylor. He has bounced around teams a lot. He hasn't had a lot of stability. He was with the Padres for a little bit. He was traded from somewhere to the Padres originally, although it's escaping me now. So I think with a little bit of stability, you give him every day at bats, he'll probably find his consistency, play a little bit better. But I think we can't give bronze to a guy with a negative WAR over the 2 years, where he's had at bats in both years. And I don't think it's Renato Nunez. He got some at-bats with the O's, got a cup of coffee, hit some dingers, but that was Camden Yards, so you have to factor that in. That's why his weighted runs created plus is a little bit lower, despite, a pretty respectable OPS and a good amount of home runs. So even though he's basically a strikeout machine, and I hate watching this kind of player, it's going to be Miguel Sano for third. Miguel Sano is a boomer-bust guy. Really good OPS, hits a lot of bombs, tears the cover off the ball, is not that great in the field. Naylor did look really good in the wild card round. You have to remember that dude hit like 700 in the 2 games that they played. And then I remember he got pinch hit for. He went pinch hit for in a crucial spot, but it actually worked out. Terry Francona did that. So, but the Indians obviously did not come away winning that series. So if Naylor can sort of, ride the momentum of that wild card series, it would have been fun to see him play in the rest of the playoffs had they moved on. Do some Randy Rosarena type things. So yeah, I think this is a very safe 1-2-3 here that we got going here. Miguel Sano versus Miguel Cabrera. In 2021, give me Miguel Sano. Easily. So, that is going to be 1 point for Minnesota, 2 points for Kansas City, and 3 points for Chicago. Still no points for Cleveland or Detroit. And these guys are going to be in both categories. No diamond for Abreu, no diamond for Grandal yet. I think it would be weird to give 2 diamonds to the White Sox right off the bat. Because I think the White Sox are a great team on paper, but, the Mets are also a great team on paper. And paper doesn't mean anything until you get out on the field and you actually show that the team has chemistry and has a game plan going in every day. So, I don't know. I'm not going to, bid them as World Series contenders straight off the bat. That's what I'll say. Sano has the power, but his strikeouts are way too high. Yeah, they're rough. I don't even want to look at his BR because it's not pretty. Let's see. Sano will be a consistent 30 home run guy. Yeah, but that's not really like a huge valuable commodity that much anymore, in my opinion. A lot of guys are doing that. Highest average exit velo and the highest whiff rate. That's an interesting combo, for sure. That's a very funny combo. You could argue Yasmani Diamond, but we'll circle back. We'll definitely circle back. Got 75 watching, pretty cool. CJ Korn, that's a funny typo. Yeah, CJ Korn is on the Rockies, I believe. I could be wrong about that, though. All right, let's move it on down to second base. Second base, I think we have a clear winner, but this is also a pretty weak category. This is one of the easier categories we're going to be picking tonight, whereas third base is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to spend a lot of time on third base. Nick Madrigal is exciting for the White Sox. I think you could definitely sneak him into the top 3 here. Only had a cup of coffee in 2020, but 103 plate appearances. Dude slapped a lot of singles. Good opposite field hitter. Gets on base. Probably a top of the lineup or bottom of the lineup guy. Didn't see a ton of at bats, so it's kind of hard for me to put him in the top 3 already. But his upside is great. I'm pretty sure he was a former high draft pick. We can check that out real quick. Let's see. Sorry, I'm a little sniffly today, guys. Sorry if that's getting in the mic and being gross. Corona the Rockies confirmed. Just Googled. Thank you, Paul Clausen. Thank you, sir. Slap Dick Nick gets double diamond. Get out of here. But yeah, definitely a slap hitter. Definitely like watching this kind of player play. Do his thing. Drafted by the Indians in the 17th round. Oh, but he rejected it and then went in the first round with the 4th pick in 2018. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, so high draft pick, high upside. If I understand correctly, he's got one of the higher base running statistics in the league. I don't know about his sprint speed, though. So, look out for Nick Madrigal as a sleepy, sneaky hitter for the White Sox in 2021 with that already stacked lineup. I like Cesar Hernandez. He was definitely a pest with the Phillies for so many years. Got to watch him play a lot as a Mets fan. Does some cool stuff, has a good glove, good contact hitter. Love to have him at like your 2 in the lineup where he can just make contact with fastballs, that kind of thing, especially if you're one hitter gets on and he sees a lot of fastballs. Jonathan Scope doesn't do it for me that much, but it's a solid pickup for the Tigers to bring him back. 2.7 WAR guy. Jolly off topic. Got an awesome mean comment on a video today saying I was a fake New Englander and a terrible teacher because of my top 10 catcher list. What is the best mean comment you've gotten? I got a good one today where I did a poll and I said, what time do you guys want the stream to go on? And somebody commented, these polls are terrible. You should do things like, who is better, Betts or Trout? And I was like, I'm just trying to ask when people want to see the stream. That's all I'm trying to do. So I deleted the comment. By the way, I have no shame about deleting annoying comments. I'll do that all day. All day. If you're like trying to start a conversation, like, you know, be a little bit controversial with the take or something, I'll reply. I'll leave it up there. But if you're just being annoying and being a snob, I'm going to delete your comment. And yeah, Robbie, they might have been joking, but if they're not, then they have a ton of free time on their hands, you know? And me and you don't have that. We're out here creating stuff. So, you know, can't worry about stuff like that. What was I talking about? Jonathan Scope? Let's check out his Oriole years. I liked him back in the day. I'm pretty sure he was with the Orioles teams that made the playoffs as like their 8-hitter. Dude could hit some bombs. I don't know about his glove, but I'm pretty sure he's still an up-the-middle guy playing second base. That's what he was slotted in as the depth chart. Can I delete annoying comments as a mod? Don't go crazy. Annoying is a subjective term, so, you know, if it's like malicious and somebody's being really mean to somebody else, then delete it. But if it's someone's just being annoying, just let him be. It's fine. All right. Oh, his D-WAR is great. What am I talking about? Positive D-WAR throughout his entire career. That's pretty cool. Scope is all right, but he's only starting because the Tigers are cheeks. Yeah, a little bit. But hey, hit 799 OPS in 2020. Pretty good. 8 dingers, 23 bombs with the Twins. Forgot he played for the Twins in 2019. Definitely forgot that. Forgot he was a Milwaukee Brewer too. What? Yeah, and that was part of that almost World Series team. Off topic, but the Central. Do you think Dietrich gets playing time in New York? I do. I think Derek Dietrich gets a bench spot in New York, for sure, as their backup infielder. Because you can play everywhere. You can play first, second, left field, third base, plays everywhere. And I think, you know, dude's ripped, so I hope he gets some playing time. He's fun to watch. Definitely got the Yankees personality in him. A lot of swagger. Okay, so that's Scope. Kind of flat, but probably a soft lock for third. Him or Nick, I don't know. Nicky Lopez doesn't do it for me. He's got a great glove out there, but dude's got to figure it out at the plate. He's had a ton of opportunities with the Royals too. Nearly 600 plate appearances over the past 2 years. Still a negative WAR. He's going to get more starting time this year. Whit Merrifield's going to be in the outfield, not playing second base. But Nicky Lopez probably doesn't crack the top 3. Remember me when you're famous? Oh, please. Connor, thanks for stopping by the stream, man. Hope you enjoyed what you saw. And then there's Jorge Polanco, who has a 4.8 WAR, which is very nice, and he leads in all these offensive categories. He's been on the field the most. He's had the highest batting average, highest OPS, even though it's still under 800, and a 110. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I didn't want to give it to Nick Madrigal because he only played 1 year, but Nick Madrigal does have a higher weighted runs created plus. But I gave it to Jorge because I wanted to see a guy that played both seasons. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Who gets the gold here? I think it's probably Jorge Polanco, right? Jolly Ollie Oxen Free. What's going on, Dr. Full? Gotta text my girlfriend real quick. What'd you order? Have you seen Moncada's music video? I did. Dude's fly as hell. Want him on my team. Let's see. Polanco from Tobabi. Okay. Yeah, second base isn't a loaded category in the Central. I don't know. I feel like we can all agree on Jorge Polanco being a gold here. Yeah, I'm seeing Jorge's now. Okay, they're coming in. Remember, I got a little bit of a delay, so sometimes I got to wait for chat to catch up. All right, so Jorge's going to get my gold. First gold for Minnesota, because the other golds went to Chicago. And then... so I guess we can base it on legacy for Cesar Hernandez. And then it's kind of a toss-up between Madrigal and Scope. But I think Scope's on the downswing and Madrigal's on the come-up. So I'm gonna give it to Nick, I think. I'm going to give it to Nick. I think Nick's due for a big year. Slapdick Nick, for sure. Arias is not listed at the top of any depth chart position right now, actually. He's like sort of a super utility guy for them. But you don't be surprised if he's getting regular at-bats. He's just going to play where they need a guy. Why is there such a huge delay? Because my computer is stinky and my Wi-Fi here is not very good. I'm at my college house. Oh, and now my room is making weird noises. That's fun. What's the highest dono? The highest dono was 15, I think, to get Brian Wilson. So a really high one really early. And then somebody else donated an 8 after, just to say thanks, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, so Kansas City we didn't put in here. We gave Chicago 1 for their bronze. So they've been in all 3 categories. They get their first gold to put them at 6. And then we got Cleveland on the board with 2 points for their first category. Still nothing for Detroit on the board. Yeah, super big controversy here, guys. All right, you guys are definitely going to disagree with me at some point here, because now we got Yoan Moncada, Jose Ramirez, and Josh Donaldson, and only one of them can get the gold. I'm going to come out and say right off the bat that even though he's got the highest OPS and weighted runs created plus, it's not going to be Donaldson for me. It's going to be Moncada or Ramirez. By the way, who's surprised at Yoan Moncada's WAR? Because I definitely was. He's definitely, I feel like a lot of these White Sox guys just fell under the radar for me. I don't know why. It's really weird. But I'm going to check out his BR because I remember it being pretty entertaining. Let's see. Imagine going the Crochet. Yeah, Crochet's really good. Dude throws heat. Oh, I didn't even know he led MLB in strikeouts in 2018. Wow. So a big turnaround for Moncada from 2018 to 2019. Really turned his whole game around. His OPS went up 200 points. And despite this pretty good season, he only finished 21st in MVP voting. Then he came back last year and kind of didn't really do it. So where's this crazy WAR coming from? Is it his O WAR? I mean, yeah, 6.0. I guess Fangraphs calculates it differently than BR would, obviously. But yeah, Fangraphs had him a little bit higher than JRAM, which I thought was really interesting. But yeah, I think JRAM gets our diamond here, right, guys? It's Jose Ramirez. I think so. I think this is a category where we can have a diamond. I'm okay with that. What do we think? I think Ramirez is definitely gold. But he could be a diamond. What are people saying? JRAM is diamond if you don't count first half 2019. JRAM should be diamond. Give the Indians some love. JRAM gold. Heimer diamond easy. Yeah, okay. Mecha Knight. What are you talking about? JRAM diamond. He had COVID last year. Oh, didn't know that. Always forget about the guys that had COVID. Because, like, you know, how can you note that in their stats, I guess? Let's see. JRAM diamond. Let's see. JRAM, Moncada, Donaldson, Dozier. I don't know. I kind of like Heimer. I like Heimer a little bit, but he's probably last year. He said COVID messed him up. Yeah, okay. I'm down. I agree with the JRAM diamond. Because we gave Lindor a diamond, and I believe that, you know, JRAM and Lindor, while they're different players, are of that stature, and the Indians were insane to give one away. But they did, and now he's a Met, which is sick. So I'm going to give JRAM my diamond. I think it's probably Moncada and then Donaldson. Or you could argue Donaldson gold. I don't know. Ramirez is a baseball player who plays baseball. This is very true to Bobby. This is a very good point to make. Very good point. I didn't even think about that, honestly. So Moncada had COVID. Yep. Okay. Let's check out Mr. Juice Donaldson. I'm going to call him Juice. Juice Donald Dang. You guys like that? You into the not real names? I think we're into that. A little bit. Load, please, load. J.D. Davis, Diamond. We're not even doing the Mets right now. What are you talking about? Okay. Ugh, stinky. Stinky. Oh, really good OPS still, though. Didn't play a lot last year. Only played half the season. Played the full season for the Braves in 2019. I know he raked because we had to play against him all the time. Dude was a little stinky, but obviously Donaldson can always pick it. He's great in the field. 1.7 was average last year. Okay. And then these negative D-WAR years in 2018 were mostly because of injury. Can we give Jolly Olive a diamond for these streams, or does he just deserve the gold? What do you think, Dr. Phil? I think I get a bronze, probably. What's up, Jolly? What's going on, Nahawan? Nice to see you again. Nahawan has not missed a stream. Dude's dedicated. Moncada gold? That's what I'm seeing. Diamond feels wrong for some reason. It might be because of the WAR. The WAR might be sending you the wrong message. But no, JRAM's really good. We can look at JRAM if you want. I'm convinced that, you know, maybe not. He doesn't have the same legacy because he hasn't been hacking it as long, but the dude is going to be one of the best hitters in the AL. Like, lock. Abreu tested positive? I didn't know that. It stinks. Hope he's okay. Listen, if you're a batting average guy, maybe you're not as high on JRAM because, like, you know, 270, 255, but you got to look a little bit deeper than that. Always puts up OPS above 900. Doesn't always do it with the bat, like in terms of home runs, but always a great OPS plus, always above average. Was second in MVP voting last year, lest you forget. Even with that slow start. I gotta go pick up a pizza. I'll be back. All right, I'll see you in a little bit, Ami. Negative D-WAR last year, but great O-WAR, and then positive D-WAR throughout the remainder of his career. Still believe he has a good glove at third. Not worry about his glove that much. You can think of too many better third basemen? I don't know that you can. Jose Ramirez is a top 5 guy, right? What, you got Matt Chapman, Nolan Arenado. My first stream? What's going on, Mark? Nice to see you, bud. I think J-Ram's a diamond. But then again, if we don't give diamond to Grandal, because he's like, a top 2 catcher in the league. If my Jimmy Neutron rank could predict something that might have just boosted not one's chance of maybe not. Maybe I might have to go back and give Grandal a diamond later. But for now, it's going to be a J-Ram diamond. I'm going to give Moncada a gold. Right there. Going to give Donaldson my silver. And then I'm going to give a nod to Hunter Dozier, because if you guys remember, it's either 2019 or 2018. Hunter Dozier kind of burst onto the scene. That's where most of his WAR is coming from, because he had a pretty down 2020. He's going to be back in the field getting regular at-bats for the Kansas City Royals in their sneaky lineup. Played 44 games last year. 228, obviously not what you want to see. 736 OPS. But I thought he made the All-Star team in 2019. I guess he didn't. 26 bombs, led the league in triples, which is not what I was expecting from a slugging third baseman. 870 OPS, 125 OPS plus, all good things, of course. And then let's check out that O-WAR and D-WAR. Negative D-WAR player, not great at picking it at third. Would be more comfortable with him at first, probably. But I like him in the field, regardless. I think he's probably got higher upside than Jeimer Candelario. So we're going to throw him in as well. I think Dozier is very underrated. I agree. Catcher is a weak position for a lot of teams. Very rarely does a Pudge Molina or Piazza come around. Yeah, of course. Bregman I forgot about before. Machado, Rendon. Okay, so yeah, you can make an argument there that maybe Ramirez isn't diamond. I don't know. Should we do a final count? Everyone throw it in chat. Is J-Ram a diamond or not? I'm going to go with the eye test. See how many people say what. 84 people watching. That's very cool. I want to see as many of you type something in the chat as possible, because I think he's a diamond, but if enough people disagree with my diamond pick, because, we disagreed before, I'm willing to sway. What do people think? I think it's about like a 15 to 20 second delay, so that's why I'm just sitting here waiting, that's all. Let's see. Yes, he's a diamond baby. Yes. Okay. I think the nose got a little outvoted there, guys. Yeah, sorry. Listen, you can make an argument that maybe he's not top 5 third baseman in baseball. I would personally disagree. But I think he gets a diamond here. He's one of the faces I think of when I think of the AL Central. That's sort of my reasoning for it. All right, so I'm giving him the diamond. We're locking it in. That's 4 points for the Cleveland baseball team. So they're up to 6 now, pretty good. And they get another category. Kansas City got 1. So that puts them at a third category. Minnesota got 2 for Josh Donaldson. Then Chicago got 3 for Yoan Moncada. So Cleveland is right back in this thing. Up to 6 points now, pretty good. Detroit still waiting for their first points of the day. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Third base is one of the more fun categories you're going to see in this spreadsheet, though. So I'm glad we spent some time, made some good picks there. You might see me return to the other categories. I don't think Jose Abreu is going to get a diamond, but I'm thinking more and more about giving Grandal a diamond. But I got to think on it. I got to think longer on it. He's the best third baseman in baseball? I don't know about that. I think he's top 3. Top 5, maybe. He's definitely one of. Is that Gabe from Twitter? Or is that just a different Gabe? Because I know a Gabe on Twitter. 30-second delay. Tough. Tough. Lamau Tigers. Hey, be nice to the Tigers. They're on the come up. Thanks, Zach. Thanks for that message, man. Really appreciate it. Let's see. Okay. Shortstop. Who's ready to keep on going? I mean, there's a clear winner here. I mean, there's no real way to hide it because I bolded all the stats. So, Anderson gets my gold. I don't think that Anderson is quite a diamond. You can make an argument. He's a top 5 shortstop in baseball. And then we got some discussion to do, because I personally like a lot of these guys. A lot of them. We all know what Andrelton Simmons can do with the glove. He hasn't been quite doing it with the bat lately, but Andrelton Simmons is maybe the best glove MLB has ever seen. I can't think of too many guys that have a better glove than Andrelton Simmons. So that alone should probably warrant him a silver, but we're going to dive a little bit deeper. That's what makes him valuable. 702 OPS in 2020, only played half the games. He's been an Angel for a while. It's weird to think that he's been an Angel longer than he's been a Brave, because he'll always be a Brave in my mind. Had a couple solid, 750 OPS seasons for them, where he was above an OPS plus. It's going on MH, and then his D-WAR is just stupid every season. It's so dumb how good his D-WAR is. It's so dumb. A 5.0 in 2017. Always positive, obviously. But yeah, dude is crazy. But then you also got Alberto Mondasi, who let me down a little bit with his bat, but he does it with everything else. He's also a fantastic defensive shortstop. So good. Steals a ton of bases. Super underrated. Very high in fantasy draft stock, for those who watch my fantasy draft stream. But 700 OPS, hovering around there. Below average in OPS plus. Had that one nice year in 2018 where he kind of broke out onto the scene. But 24 stolen bases led MLB last year. 43 the year before. Nuts. Then we go to his D-WAR, 1.4, 0.5. I don't think he's had his best season yet. I think his best years are still ahead of him, and he's going to get regular at-bats as long as he stays healthy with the Kansas City Royals. So he's another candidate you could see at silver, but I still love Simmons' glove. Then I personally got to know Andrés Giménez last year because he was playing for my Mets, and it was definitely the hardest piece to see go in the Lindor trade. And Andrés Giménez is going to be good. He's only going to get better. Was really finding his stroke with opposite field hitting. Was fantastic in the field, can play any of the infield positions, second base, third base, whatever you need. He has the least plate appearances of anybody here, obviously, even though he did pretty well with the bat, considering weighted runs created plus. So that's pretty good. And then you also got Willie Castro, who I believe had a pretty good 2020. So he was pretty high in fantasy draft stock as well. I also miss stolen bases. The Mets got faster this year, so I'm excited to see them run amok on the base paths with guys like VR and Malik Smith and Lindor and stuff like that. Yeah, Willie Castro was tearing the cover off the ball. 932 OPS, 150 OPS plus in 36 games for the Tigers in 2020. 6 homers, 24 RBIs. Didn't steal a base, so he's not too fleet of foot. His D-WAR is a little concerned, though. I don't know that Willie Castro is a true shortstop. I think he's playing there out of a little bit of necessity for the Tigers. But man, he's fun to watch with the bat. So now we got guys that are good at different things. We have Andrés Giménez and Andrelton Simmons, who are both defensive specialists, although Andrés really did pretty well with the bat last year, while Simmons sort of took a step back. Then you have Alberto Mondasi, who I would say has the most potential of the bunch, but doesn't have a ton of plate discipline, hasn't really done with the bat, but can steal a lot of bases and has a great glove. And then you have Willie Castro, who was raking in 2020 and is probably only going to get better with more regular playing time, but at the same time, his glove at short isn't too reliable. So the 2-3 order here is honestly a toss-up. It's another one. Like, I could see any combination of the 2-3 here. I don't see a clear-cut second and a clear-cut third, so let me read chat. Let me see what you guys are saying. Ahmed Rosario does not have a starting position with the Indians currently. He is not listed at the top of the depth chart anywhere on Fangraphs. If I had to guess, he wouldn't be playing in the infield. He maybe would be playing center field, but Mercado would probably be playing center field. Anderson gold, Simmons silver, Mondasi bronze, which is what I had in my head at first. But Simmons was a great signing for the Twins. Their left side of the infield is probably the best in MLB in terms of defense, with Josh Donaldson and Andrelton Simmons. That's stupid. That's gross. What do you guys think? Castro's got a good arm, but he's not fast. Better third baseman than shortstop, but they're holding out hope for Heimer. Heimer looked pretty good in some at-bats last year. I don't know. But I like Willie Castro a little bit more. Mondasi 2, Simmons 3. Okay. Your internet was cut out for 10 minutes? Well, I'm glad you're back, Ben. Simba silver, Jimenez bronze. Interesting. Well, that's the Mets fan in you, JT, I think. I don't know. It's probably Mondesi Simmons, right? I want to put Willie Castro here, and I also want to put Jimenez here. But I don't think Tim Anderson's a diamond. So we can't do that. Can't give awards out to everyone. Simmons second, Mondesi third. Anderson, Simmons, Jimenez. It seems like we are pretty much on a consensus that Andrelton Simmons is the second best shortstop. And I think I'm going to agree. I'm going to agree with that. I think the Twins have a good one there. Great signing. For not a lot of money. It was like $7 million. So, I don't know why more teams weren't in on him. Simba, then Mondesi, Simmons, because Angels fan, Anderson, Simmons, Jimenez. So it's really going to come down to Jimenez or Mondesi. Which upside do you believe in a little bit more? Even though the upside for Willie Castro is really good, I think Willie Castro makes a lot more sense at third base. I don't think he's a true shortstop. Simmons never really did it offensively, Gabe, though. You got to factor that in. You're mostly paying him $7 million to make sure that no ground ball is going to get by up the middle, if he has anything to do with it. If we go on WAR, it's Mondesi, because he has the advantage of playing multiple years. So it feels fair to give it to Mondesi. If Jimenez played in 2019 and had a little bit more playing time to show for himself, then I might be more inclined to give it to him here. But we're gonna give it to Mondesi, I think. Another, kind of a tough pick, but not crazy hard. But I think this is the solid 1, 2, 3. This is the one I saw most in chat. It's the one I agree with the most as well. All right, let's give out the points then, shall we? That is 3 more for the White Sox, who are running away with this thing. Cleveland did not get any. Detroit did not get any. Very sad. I'm going to give them 0s because it feels weird they have nothing here. Kansas City got 1 for their Alberto Mondasi. They've had a lot of bronzes. You can tell for 4 categories to 5 points. It's a lot of 1-point guys. And then Minnesota's going to get 2 more to put them at 10. Another double-digit team. They get another category. I think they've been featured in everything so far. Yep. And now we're moving towards the outfield, which is very interesting, especially in left, because of the guys you see at the bottom and the top. Eloy Jimenez. Dude's been mashing. Came over from the Cubs in the Quintana deal, I believe, which more and more is looking like a fleece for the White Sox, because now they got their cleanup hitter of the future. Eddie Rosario was a steal for the Indians. I personally think that a lot of more teams should have been in on him. He goes there to play left field. He's been a reliable bat for years for Minnesota. Most plate appearances out of anyone here. Doesn't really do with the glove that much, but he hustles. Good player, great bat. Robbie Grossman surprisingly had a higher WAR than him, which I believe is because of his D-WAR. Robbie Grossman was looking like a flameout earlier in his career, but he kind of rebounded, bounced around from some teams. He was with the Astros. He was with who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting who else he was with. That's going to bother me. I need to go check on that. But he's bounced around a little bit. He's been solid. I think it was a perfect signing for the Tigers, who want to, give their fans players to cheer for. So he's good. He was with the A's, obviously, because the A's just manufacture talent like that. A's and Twins. So he returns to the AL Central. Doesn't have a ton of pop, but dude gets on base. Good OPS here in 2016, although that was a while ago. Let's check out his D-WAR. How does he do in left field? I'm pretty sure he's played multiple outfield positions. Negative for most of his career, so maybe we won't really factor in Robbie here. Then you got Andrew Benintendi. Andrew Benintendi did a little dirty by the Boston Red Sox, in my opinion. A lot of people have different takes on this, and different takes are allowed. But I believe that the Red Sox gave up on Benintendi a little bit too soon, especially for the substitute that they went with in Franchy Cordero. I don't really see the huge hype in Franchy Cordero. Personally, he's young, but he's been around for a decent bit. You can't really call him a rookie anymore. He's about 26 years old. Benintendi, slap hitter, a lot of singles, has an okay glove in left, but really showed signs of brilliance during their playoff runs. And then, basically, had a bad ending to his 2019, had a horrible 2020, and got shipped out of town. So I commend the Royals for swinging this trade where they really didn't have to give up much outside of Cordero. And I think they gave up Khalil Lee to go to the Mets, because the Mets somehow got into that deal. But Andrew Benintendi, I believe, still has plenty left to offer. in the Central here. And now he's going to get regular at-bats again. I think he'll really find himself, put him in that 2 hole, put him in that, lower in the order 6 or 7 hole. He'll be fine. So, his WAR doesn't speak to the caliber of player that he is, in my opinion. But going off, his horrible 2020, it's going to be hard to give him a top 3 here. I agree. It's going to be a little bit hard to give him a top 3 nod, going based off legacy. Because you also have this guy, Alex Kiriloff. Interesting pick for the Minnesota Twins. Going to be getting regular at-bats in 2021. If you guys remembered from the playoffs last year, he appeared in 1 game. It was the 2nd game of the wildcard series against the Astros. He went 1 for 4. That has been his only taste of Major League experience so far. But he's a big prospect for the Twins. They're expecting big things out of him. They want him to be a big piece of their lineup this year. That's sort of why they let Eddie Rosario walk to a division rival, because they want to play Alex every day. So if Twins fans were wondering why that happened, that's the case. But with that being said, it's going to be probably Eloy first. I don't think Eloy's a diamond necessarily. I saw that in chat a couple times. I think he's still got a little bit left to prove, but we can check out his stats. I know his baseball savant is very fun, but if I try to load that right now, it would probably poop my computer. Yeah, Eloy's only been in the league for 2 years. I don't believe anybody who's been in the league for 2 years deserves a diamond. Just because, you got to see what they're actually made of. But his rookie year obviously was awesome. 31 bombs, 828 OPS, 116 OPS plus. Turned it up a notch in 2020. Was on a crazy pace. So he's due for a monster year, for sure. He's not a great glove in the field, but it doesn't really matter when he's giving you 30 bombs. And, an OPS plus that's around 120. So I think he's a soft lock for a gold. I'm seeing a lot of Eloy gold here. That should be an easy one. More points for the Chicago White Sox, who look like they might just run this division. I don't know, man. And now we got some interesting picks for our silver. I don't think it's Robbie Grossman. It's probably Eddie Rosario, if we're going off the bat. But Kiriloff's upside is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Grossman played in pitcher-friendly ballparks. Yeah, that's why his WRC plus is still average, factoring in, the ballparks that he played in. Because if you look, 722 OPS and 241 BA, that doesn't really translate to an average weighted runs created. So, isn't Kiriloff hurt? Is he? I'm not up to date on my Twins news, so if you're a Twins fan, you'd probably know more than I would. Yeah, the highest donor was $15, Hunter Fleming. So it's kind of steep. I don't blame you if you don't want to donate 16, but if you do, I appreciate it. Yeah, that's the advantage of getting to the stream early. You can get your donations in early, get a player up there that you want. Or we could, I don't know, maybe in the future we'll just do any donation, because I feel like, if it's set too high too soon, then it might be discouraging for other people to do it. But that's beside the point. So I'm kind of stuck. I think Eddie's probably my silver, though. Giolito got the no-no last year? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. What do we think? Eddie for silver? I think so. I think we pick Eddie at silver here. 80 watching? Very cool. Very cool. Well, I'm going to put that in. Let's see. Lock that in right there. I think that's totally fair for the Indians. And then it's kind of a toss-up. You can bank on Kiriloff's upside, although I don't know if he's injured. Somebody said that in chat. Benintendi bounce back, which I'm kind of liking. I kind of really like the pickup for the Royals. And then Robbie, he's bounced around, and he was a very valuable piece for those A's teams, but I don't see him getting bronze here, despite his WAR. I haven't been giving a lot of love to the Tigers. I'm sorry, Tigers fans, if you're here. Royce Lewis was the one that got injured. I did hear about that. Tore his ACL. Very unfortunate. Very bright young prospect for him. So it's probably going to come down to Benny, or if you want to bank on Kiriloff's upside. But I don't love putting rookies in the top 3 unless it seems like a necessity. It's probably going to be a Benny bronze for me, unless we see a lot of disagreement from chat. But I think a Benny bronze. Let's check out Benny. I mean, it's tough to look at his 2020. I like Benny. I think he's a good player. But that 2020 is. Ugh. What do you guys think? Benny third? Let's see. You know what? Why don't we just, for future donations, because I feel like some people have messaged that they want to donate, but they don't want to donate $15, and I don't blame them. So we'll just say donations of $5 or more can decide what player sits above my head. I think that's a little bit more fair. I don't want to make you guys donate $20 just to be a part of this. That's crazy. So if that was discouraging you before, there's a new opportunity for you. There you go. Pin message. Oh my god. Oh my god, he donated 16. Jesus, oh, I did that so late. I'm sorry. Hunter Fleming, I'm sorry, dude. That was like at the wire, man. That sucked. I'm sorry. Thank you for the donation, man. $16 is crazy. Of course I'm going to put Spencer Turnbull up there. And I'm going to leave him up there for a while because you donated $16, and I really appreciate that. That's a bomb. That's the highest donation we've ever seen. So if somebody donates the $5 plus thing in a little bit, we're going to wait. We're going to let Spencer sit for a little bit because, you know, Hunter Fleming earned it, obviously. But I'm going to talk about Spencer Turnbull later, and I'm high on him. I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to be really, really good. Tigers got some sneaky young pitching on their team. It's still Matt Boyd, you know, like headlining, which, you know, isn't great, but everybody else there looking kind of nice. All right, so Wilson's gone. Let's get rid of that. I can't read chat for a second, so apologize. But thank you for the dono, man. $16. You're crazy. You're nuts. That's what I think. Look at that handsome man. Look at the handsome Spencer Turnbull. Good looking dude. I like redheads, personally. I think that red beard is a very good look. Very good look. Extremely good look. Hi, I'm back. This is good pizza. I'm glad to see it, Ami. I'm glad you're enjoying your pizza. That's awesome. Kiriloff's MILB stats? We can check that out. I want to check out Benny first. Yeah, so, like, look. His 2019 was not even that bad. 774 OPS is, like, obviously not what you want, but he was league average in OPS. A lot of doubles. 40 doubles. 40 doubles in back-to-back seasons despite the quote-unquote down year in 2019. And then, obviously, he went 4 for 39. In 14 games, and just like that, he's out of town, which I think is crazy. Crazy of the Red Sox to do. Absolutely crazy. His D-WAR isn't fantastic, especially for a left fielder, and there's not a ton of ground to cover at Fenway, so that's definitely, you know, a valuable piece of the discussion that Benintendi isn't fantastic with his glove. But, man, if he returns to form with the bat, I don't think it matters. I really don't think it matters. He is the successor to Alex Gordon. There is some considerable pressure on him. Let's check out Kiriloff's MILB stats if they are on here. I believe that BR does those. I believe that they do. But yeah, $16 donation from the Detroit fan himself. We got to give Detroit something soon, man. I feel bad. Because they got some good pieces. It's not like they're not the worst team in the league by any stretch of the imagination. No. Minor league stats. There we go. BR, please. Load. There we go. If you're in Lawrence, New York, go to J2 Pizza. I'm not in Lawrence, New York, but if I ever am, that's where I'm headed. You can count on that. So yeah, he had a 100 RBI season and a 970 OPS in 2018. Pensacola is where he was. Double-A. Still hit pretty well. So no AAA at-bats, but he's jumping straight to the league, which you see sometimes with these guys in the minor leagues. And it's going to happen a lot this year in 2021 because, you know, teams need bodies. And, you know, you can't have them sitting in AAA waiting to get the call when, you know, if 2020 was normal, they would have been ready by then. So Kiriloff has pretty monster minor league numbers, but didn't play in AAA. So with that being said, because he doesn't have AAA at-bats, I'm going to give it to Benny. I don't know what Kiriloff has to offer yet. We've seen him in one major league game, so we'll see. I could, you know, eat my words later on, but I feel comfortable giving it to Benny right now based on legacy. That's just 1 point for Kansas City. That would be 2 points. No, not 2 points for the Twins, excuse me, because Eddie Rosario is an Indian now, or a baseball teamer now. So they're in their third category. And then Chicago keeps running the table on this thing. They got 16 points. So definitely look at that. But we're going to see that even out a little bit more with them in Minnesota once we get to the rotation, in my opinion. All right, here we go with center field. Weird category. Oh, Bloodline. Nice. Cool. I'm glad you figured it out, man. Great. That's awesome. Because I don't want to make you use 2 accounts. That'd be really annoying. It's hard to be a great left fielder with the monster. I feel like it would be easier. No? Because there's just less ground. Because that's a very short left field. It's just tall. That's all. I don't know. Center field's interesting. Luis Robert is very young, but is going to be so good. So good. And then you got Oscar Mercado, who had a really good 2019 and a really bad 2020. So it's sort of a tale of two seasons there. Let's check him out really quick. He's back in center for the Indians. I'm going to keep calling them the Indians because it's too hard to remember to not. Sorry about that. But yeah, an absolutely disgusting 2020 in a bad way. In a very bad way. And you can't make the argument that he didn't see a lot of playing time because, got upwards of 100 plate appearances. 128 batting average gross. But when he was getting regular, playing time in 2019, he was good. Besides, the one error he made against the Mets in that game, which I totally just randomly remembered. I remember him being a very solid player for the Indians. 1 D-WAR, 1.6, and then it all just kind of took a step back in 2020, but you got to take 2020 with a grain of salt. So, who knows what we see from Oscar Mercado. John Coker, thanks for the comment, man. I appreciate it. I would love your work, too, if you sent it to me. Yeah. Bloodline just timed himself out. That's funny. All right. But, if we're being all real, I'm still a little underwhelmed by the career of Byron Buxton, but he is the best center fielder in the division. I mean, come on. On account of his insane glove, his insane sprint speed, and then recently the power numbers that he's been putting up. Let me check one thing real quick. Buxton, Robert, Jacoby. Interesting you have Jacoby in the top 3. I personally don't. But it's going to be Buxton getting our goals here. I don't think there should be a huge argument from the people, right? Come on. Because, the White Sox have gotten a ton of golds, and I don't feel super comfortable giving the gold to a guy that's only played the Corona season. Robert needs to prove himself a little bit. Yeah, but I think he definitely will. Definitely will. First round, second pick, obviously. It's taken Buxton a while to figure things out and get it kicked into gear and stay healthy. He's never had a season with more than 462 at-bats. Not great. Played 140 games, which is good. But that was in 2017. So, he stayed on the field for most of 2020. Was a good piece for them. His OBP, though, was not good. His slugging percentage was a lot better, but the dude does not draw walks. So he's either getting hits or, he's going down. Was injured in 2018. But if you look at his defensive metrics, I mean, they're fantastic. 1.2 and 1.3, 2.7 in 2017. And, as long as he can keep that OWAR positive, he does so many things for the Twins that it doesn't really matter if he's hitting like 250. So I'm going to give it to Buxton. I think Robert's got a little bit more to prove. And then you got Michael A. Taylor, who never really did it for me as a Washington National. He's with the Royals now. A good bargain bin pickup for them, but I honestly think that there were better center fielders to be had. I think that the Royals probably should have got like a Jonathan VR type that the Mets were able to acquire, or maybe a Kevin Pillar. I think those would have been better options than Michael A. Taylor. But his upside's there. Dude's fast. He's had some very, boneheaded errors over the years, especially the one where, if you guys remember, he went 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts against the Dodgers and then overran a ground ball to center field that would win the Dodgers the game. If you guys remember that. That was probably the worst game that you can have. Worst one I remember. So Buxton gets my gold, Robert gets my silver. I don't think anybody's outdoing these two. It's them two at the top. And then it's a toss-up between Jacoby Jones and Oscar Mercado. Personally, I like Mercado a little bit more just because of his 2019. Jacoby Jones has just kind of hovered for a while. A good weighted runs created plus, though. Why don't we check him out? Maybe I'm selling him short. Maybe I'm selling Jacoby Jones a little bit short. Royals could go get JBJ and put their foot down and say, hey, we want to be in the conversation. That would be a move. That would be a crazy move. I don't know why I didn't think of them as contenders for JBJ ever. That's a perfect fit. Their middle initial and their name. The reason is because when Michael Taylor came up, he was actually not the only Michael Taylor in the league. There was somebody already up named Michael Taylor. But he flamed out like the same year. So he doesn't have to use the A. I don't know why he does. Let's see. Jacoby Jones, I mean, last year did pretty well. Yeah, in half the season. 849 OPS, pretty good. Doesn't steal bases. Doesn't have a great glove in center. Oscar Mercado's glove is better. Was average last year. OWAR is okay. I still think Mercado's got a better glove out there. I'm going to give it to him. I believe in his upside a little bit more. I think he'll return to form. He'll have some lineup protection with a lot of guys that are contact hitters. So he'll get some opportunities with men on base, which will be cool. So 1 point goes to Cleveland. That's going to be 2 points to the White Sox, who have been in every category. And then the Twins, who get 3 points. And they have made their 6th category. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think we're all down with that. Put equal sign with the Tigers. That'd be weird for the Tigers to invest money in that kind of player. But maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Right? Maybe with the Royals. Who knows? Royals should get Junior Lake. Isn't he playing overseas? I think he's playing overseas. Now we got right field. And for all the great things that the White Sox did this offseason, getting Adam Eaton was not, like, it was weird. Adam Eaton got a lot of money. Can somebody, I think it was like 11 mil or like 7 mil. Way too much for Adam Eaton. Way too much. When there were so many good options out there to be the right fielder. So that confused me a lot. With that being said, it's going to be Kepler Merrifield at the top here. And then it's kind of a toss-up between Eaton and Mazzara. But I'm not huge on Adam Eaton. Think I'm not talking much, but I'm listening? Okay, Pepito. You do your thing, man. You do your thing. Eaton bronze? Yeah, I guess we kind of have to. Because the other options are a rookie with a negative WAR and Nomar Mazzara, who, you know, is Nomar Mazzara. Kind of a bargain bin shop. We can check him out. I think gold and silver are pretty much, you know, locked in place, but maybe the order isn't. Let me know what you guys think. Does Max Kepler get your gold, or does Whit Merrifield get your gold? I think would probably be Kepler. And then Nomar Mazzara, you know, he had some 20 home run seasons with the Rangers. Never really did it with OPS. Was always below average. And then his glove is not good. Not good. Negative WAR with his glove for pretty much his whole career. Whit is better than Kepler? Interesting. Eaton got $8 million. Okay, so I was around there, but still way too much for Adam Eaton. Adam Eaton should have got like $2 million or something. What? If Wilson Ramos and Jonathan Villar are getting $2 million and Adam Eaton's getting $7 million, something's weird. So let's see. We see Kepler, Merrifield, Eaton. Eaton's going to be our third. I'm just going to put him in bronze, even though it feels wrong. It just feels wrong. I wanted Brantley. Yeah, Brantley would have been a good pickup. Whit should be get gold. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of Whit gold. Whit and Kepler gold. Interesting. All right, well, let's do a deep dive. Let's take some time to think about this. From the surface value stats that I provide, Whit Merrifield has a lower WAR, but he's had more plate appearances than any player we've talked about in any stream. 1,000 between 2019 and 2020, which is insane. Dude is never not on the field. He's also super consistent with his bat, slap hitter, but then Max Kepler also rakes. 831 OPS, 118 weighted runs created plus. So let's take a deep dive into their baseball references. Let's check out Whit Merrifield first. I feel like I'm stuttering so much tonight, so I apologize for that. A little bit tired. Merrifield hit pretty well for power in 2020. I like Whit Merrifield a lot. I think he's a very fun player to watch. Yeah, dude. Like, for guys that are loving batting average, Whit Merrifield's one of your guys. Has led the league in stolen bases, has led the league in triples, has led the league in hits, has led the league in at-bats. A lot of bold and italic here. Like Whit Merrifield a lot. And he plays a lot of different positions. He's fun to watch. D-WAR was negative, but he was also getting moved around a ton. He plays second, he plays center, he plays right. So don't factor that into the discussion too much with the shortened season. But then you got Max Kepler as well. So we got to take a look at Max Kepler, who rakes for these Minnesota Twins. 220 batting averages aren't great, but an 850 his 2019 is what you're going to be looking at mostly. 36 home runs, 90 RBIs, 855 OPS, 123 OPS plus, all good things. Then his glove is not bad and right. It's really not. 1.1 and a 0.8 in 2018 and 2019 was about average in 2020. I wouldn't take negative 0.1 into account too much. And then, always a positive overall guy. So in terms of well-roundedness, it's tough because they both do different things for you. Kepler is going to crush the ball, hit for extra base hits, and play a solid right field. Whit Merrifield can bounce all around the diamond, has a good sprint speed, steals bases, constantly makes contact, is always going to be on the field. So if you value a guy that's durable and is going to get on base, Whit Merrifield's probably your guy. If you value a guy that's going to tear the cover off the ball, make some nice plays in right, maybe it's Max Kepler. I don't know. Merrifield is a Ben Zobrist kind of guy. Whit is locked for right field now. Okay, so he's going to be playing at one position. That's good, because he's been bouncing around a lot. Sox try to get Jock Peterson for $10 million. Interesting. I didn't hear about that. Ooh, big sniff in the mic. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. What is locked? So what do we think? Merrifield or Kepler? Give me your picks. Who's getting our gold? No diamonds here, for sure. Who's getting our gold? You can go with the WAR pick, or you can go with the durability pick. Those are really your options. The ultimate driving machine. Is that his nickname? Maybe it is. Oh, chat's on delay. We're judging position to position, not versatility. I understand, LOL. I am the one that made the spreadsheet. So I believe I know what I'm doing. Alright. Chester says Merrifield. Gotta go to Kep for Tim. Merrifield gold because defense wins championship. Zach says Kep. Puppy Guy says Kep. Kep. Seeing a lot more Kep now. It's kind of the way I was leaning, even though I really like watching Wet play. Jack Hillis, who's a student, says Kepler. Joe says Kepler. Mecha Knight says Kep. Yeah, I think that'll about do it for me. I think I'm going to give the gold to Monsieur Max Kepler, who I believe is from Germany. I believe, right? German player. Yeah, somebody said that as literally as I said it. Somebody said it in chat. That's funny. Oh, BMWs are German. That's a fun nickname, Dr. Fulm. And then what gets our silver? Nice. Cool. Another solid ranking. A lot of these categories aren't terribly hard, I will say. A lot of them are not super tough decisions. But, I like to see what you guys think as well. Hey, man, Minnesota's catching up. They get one category. And then who got our gold? Oh, no, silver went to Kansas City. Cool. All right. So Kansas City's hanging tough. Third place is going to be an interesting pick. That's all I'll say. It's going to be very interesting. All right. I want to see who disagrees, but I'm locking that in. Nelson Cruz Diamond. I'm locking that in. Dude is the ageless wonder. So good. All right. Can we agree? Nelson Cruz Diamond. Still no Tigers. Feels bad, man. Yeah, it does. You're going to see some Tigers get some points in the pitching department, though. I can promise you that. Mickey Mouse point for the Sox. It is I don't feel good giving Adam Eaton bronze, but if the Tigers, went out and got somebody that's not Nomar Mazara, I would have gladly given it to them. Yeah, it's an easy diamond, right? Cruz Diamond. Cool. See, I give out diamonds. I give them out. I don't just withhold them from you guys, but it's got to be earned. And Nelson Cruz is the GOAT. He's one of the greatest DHs of all time. He's up there with Poppy for me and Edgar Martinez. And I feel like he's still got a few more years left in the tank, man. Dude's old, but he's good to play. Andrew Vaughn will be a star. I'm very high on him. Listen, he's got no stats, so he's probably not going to factor into our top three here, especially because we got Jorge Soler and Franmil Reyes. Honestly, because we gave Cruz a diamond, we rank 4 here. How he Cruz has 6.2 WAR. It's insane. He has a 6.2 WAR and he doesn't play in the field. Soler gets my gold. Dude's been raking for the Royals. Let's check out his BR real quick because it's fun. It's very fun. Jorge Soler. Nice. Another nice get from the Chicago Cubs who have fed a lot of players to the Central. Eloy Jimenez, Jorge Soler. Jock Peterson is on the Cubs now. That doesn't make any sense. Never mind. 48 bombs in 2019. Whew. That's nuts. But he also led the league in strikeouts. So, potato. 922 OPS. It took him a while to get here and figure it out, but he got there. And I think he's going to be solid for the Royals. Even if he doesn't hit for a high average, whatever. Doesn't matter. Dude's tearing the cover off the ball. Kauffman Stadium's not an easy ballpark to hit 40 home runs in. You also have to factor that in. So his weighted runs created plus is high, 130, but it's not 163, obviously. Franmil is going to get my silver. I believe in the Franmil upside. I'm on the Franmil hype train. Think he was a steal to get from the Padres, who have given a lot of players to the Indians in Josh Naylor and Franmil Reyes and Andrew Hedges, or Austin Hedges, excuse me. I think he's a Cleveland team. I don't know. 48 bombs. Yeah, that's right. Bombs. Yeah, Franmil is a tank. Let's check him out as well. Dude can... he is fun. He's very fun. He's a big dude. Big dude. Let's see. 265, 6'5". Thick guy. Young. 25 years old. Young. Let's see. Only 9 bombs last year. Very humble for a 60-game season. Humble 9 bombs. But 37 in 2019. A quiet 37. You didn't hear much about Franmil Reyes in 2019. Always keeps his OPS near 800. I like him for our silver. And then, guys, can we give the Tigers some love? Let's just give the Tigers some love. I don't care if Andrew Vaughn's going to be better. It's Miguel Cabrera. He deserves to get ranked. We have the opportunity to rank him. Let's just give him the bronze. Get the Tigers on the board. We don't have to watch the zeros anymore. All right, can we agree? Yeah, good. I'm seeing a lot of Miggy bronze for respect. I'm glad. Is everyone in agreement? I like to get the okays from chat. I'm going to give Miggy my bronze. He's a negative WAR player over the past 2 years. Still hit for 273 average. Near 100 weighted runs created plus. I'm good with that. That's better than that. I like Miggy more than I like Adam Eaton. I'll say that. They play different positions, but I like one more than the other. That's for sure. No hate to Adam Eaton. I don't want to seem like I'm hating on Adam Eaton. If you're a big leaguer, you deserve to be there. All right. So that's 4 for the Twins, which is going to make things very spicy, because that puts the Twins over the White Sox, who didn't get into this category. It's the first category they did not get into. Kansas City is on the board because Jorge Soler was a gold, so they're at 11. Franmil got them 2. That puts them at 5 categories. And finally, the Detroit Tigers are on the board with their first point of the day. 1 category, 1 point. Hell yeah, let's go Detroit. 4th place, here we come. 4th place, here we come, right? Right, guys? Who's chilling above my head right now? I forget. I think it's Spencer Turnbull, right? Hey, we're getting to pitchers now. We're getting to pitchers. It's getting spicy. Also, I don't know why the Excel sheet does that, where it's like weirdly misaligned. That bothers me. Let's move Miggy to right field. That'd be fun. I mean, that'd be painful to watch. But Gio is not listed as their ace if you're going on F4 from the past 2 years, and also what Fangraphs lifts on the depth charts. It's Giolito 2nd, Lance Lynn 1st. I don't know. Is that wrong? Should we put Giolito back up there? Seems like a lot of people are disagreeing. Giolito's the number 1. I had him there originally, actually, when I was making the sheet, but I double-checked, and I kind of wanted to go for legitimacy there. Matthew Boyd is also the number 1 for the Tigers. Are these both wrong? I'm going to put Turnbull as number 2 because I want him to get ranked. All right, so let's see. Because if I put Turnbull in number 1, he's not going to get ranked, and that'll make me sad. If everyone's saying Giolito over Lynn, I'll switch him. Gio's the ace. I don't give a F. I mean, dude threw a no-hitter last year. It's pretty good. Gio ace? Okay. All right. I'm a man of the people. I'll switch that in 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Let's switch it up. So, how do I do this where I can keep both of them? Let me do it like that. Okay. Well, then that's going to make the number 2 very interesting. Hang on. Okay, cool. That worked out good. We gotta give Bieber a diamond, right? Right. Bieber gold? Dude just won the Cy Young. You sure? Are you positive? Boyd is still number 1 for the Tigers, by the way. That's lock. Promise you that. I might give Lance Lynn a diamond too, man. I'm thinking about it. But he's a little, we'll see. Let's not go crazy. Elevator music plays as we wait. That's funny. Okay. I'm going to give Bieber a diamond just because the dude was unbelievable last year. A 1.0 whip. Strikes out one of every 3 batters that he faces. 2.84 ERA, leads this category. Oh, I have to change the bold for this because Giolito's in a different category now. He does not lead in either of these things now. That is right. Let's see. He leads in innings pitched, and he leads in whip. And then if we go down here, Lance Lynn still leads in innings pitched, so I'll leave that bolded. Who leads in whip? Okay, whip for Zach Plesac. And then K percentage would go to Lance Lynn. Okay. What are the people saying? Chat finally caught up. That's good. Bieber Diamond. Okay, cool. We're in agreement. Great. I like when we agree. Love when we agree. Makes me feel good. Makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. Giolito's my gold, right? Still my gold here. Although I do love Kenta Maeda. I love Kenta Maeda. Probably my silver here. Maeda was top 3 in Cy Young voting last year. Don't you forget it. Dude was really good. Him and Hyunjin Ryu were behind Bieber as 2 and 3. Let's check out Kenta Maeda because I think that people sleep on him a little bit as the number 1 guy for the Twins. But I would take him over Jose Barrios every day. Every day. Let's check it out. So he kind of got the shaft from the Dodgers a little bit. I believe Dan Plesac is Zach Plesac's dad. Yes. Lawan Garrett, thanks, man. Or LeJohn. Kenta is gross. I agree. Kenta had... Look at that whip. First of all, look at that whip in 2020. 0.75? Are you fucking kidding me? Gross. Disgusting. Through 11 games for them, his ERA wasn't great, but I don't really care about that. 10.8 K per 9. Very nice. An 8.0 strikeout to walk ratio. Insane. Crazy. That's crazy talk. So, I just want to give Maeda some love because I really like him. Made a video on him, if you haven't seen it already. It's about him and Ryu. So he gets my silver. A nice, strong silver for the Twins. And then it comes down to Matt Boyd and Mike Minor. We obviously can't give it to Matt Boyd because... I'm sorry, Tigers fans, but it's Matt Boyd. Like, come on. It's Matt Boyd. So we're not going to do that. Mike Minor's going to get my bronze. Let's see. What are people saying? Let's check out Mike Minor. Dude's having a late career renaissance. Dude is old, but he's still hurling the ball. It's pronounced the first way I said it. With Alan Jacklighter. No, I think the Plesacs are also related. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. 2020 wasn't a fantastic year for Mike Minor, but I still believe he's got a little bit left to offer, especially after this monster 2019 that he had. 3.59 ERA. Didn't really blow hitters away, but got very crafty with the stuff and struck out 200 batters. Do you guys remember that he was a 200 strikeout king in 2019? Because I didn't. For a very bad Rangers team, that's probably why you didn't remember. His FIP is never good, but FIP's not a totally reliable stat. Let's check out. Yeah. I like the signing for the Royals to get a veteran leader atop their rotation. He's not going to blow anyone away. He may even take another step back this year, but it's nice to have a guy like Mike Minor in your rotation. Not dad and son. Okay, cool. Thanks for checking that, Jack. I'm a Tigers fan. I don't even like Boyd. So, yeah. Hunter's comment will tell you everything you need to know. I'm back as the stream ended. No, dude, you're good. We still got another half hour to go. I usually end it after 2 hours for the comparison streams. Let's see. How many people we got tuned in right now? I haven't checked that in a little bit. 85. Very strong. Minor was carried by his catcher, the GOAT, Jeff Mathis. That's true. That definitely had something to do with it. That helps. Who's catching for him in Kansas City? Sal? So that's pretty good. That's a pretty good catcher to have. So I think this is a solid 1 through 4. I don't think there's going to be many arguments from the people in terms of ace. It's Bieber, Giolito, Maeda, Minor. And I think it would have been the same even if Lance Lynn was here. So swapping them, while it makes the other category interesting, doesn't affect how we rank our aces. So, 1 point for the Royals. Very nice. Who have been factoring in a lot of these categories. 2 points for the Twins, who get in their 9th. the White Sox are back on the board with a gold, so they get 3. That ties them with the Twins. And then our diamond, the first one, or the second one for the Cleveland baseball team, because we did J-Ram before, that puts them at 15. Very interesting. We have 4 more pitchers to go. We have the number 2 starting pitcher now, and I really, really want to find a way to get Spencer Turnbull in here because I like him a lot. But it's tough. It's very tough. This is one of the harder categories we're going to have tonight. With that being said, you could argue Lance Lynn is going to be a diamond, and we may have to change that. But right now, he's the best number 2 of any team in the division. Having the monster of Giolito and Lance Lynn in your Game 1, Game 2 series is nuts. Absolutely nuts. And if the White Sox find themselves in a wild card situation where they have the 1-game playoff, they can toss out Giolito first, or maybe even Lance Lynn for the playoff experience if you're looking for that. Then you can go to Giolito or Lance Lynn for Game 1 of the DS. Pretty good. Brad Keller doesn't give up hard hits. What's going on? Important miscellaneous. Nice to see you. I wish I had a nicer thing to call you. Your name's a mouthful. Lynn Diamond. I'm seeing some Lynn Diamonds, and it's entirely possible, and we might want to rank more than 3 guys here because there's a lot of good guys here. But let me tell you, I've been saying it all stream that I'm high on the Royals, and I don't think that you should sleep on Brad Keller. Dude had a pretty good 2020. Let's check him out. Let's see, Lynn Diamond, Barrios, Gold. Is it Barrios or Barrios? Plesac, Silver, Keller, Bronze, sorry, Spence. Tough. I like Spencer Turnbull, though. I like him a lot. 2.47 ERA, even though his FIP was a little bit higher. Didn't strike out a ton of guys, but it doesn't matter when you're yielding soft contact all the time. All the time. Great whip, 1.02. Do we have hard hit percentage here? We do. Gio threw 7 perfect innings in his wildcard start. He did do that. This is true. Against the A's, I believe. They lost that series, though, which was unfortunate. So let's see. Strikeout percentages are down. He's not a strikeout guy. How many subscribers do you get from just these streams? I wonder if it's like... I think I get about like 20 subs per stream, which is pretty cool. I didn't expect to get any. I just kind of go live because I like to do it and I like to chat with the fans. But yeah, some subs come through on streams. So that's why I've been streaming a little bit more. Because I can't, be always pumping out content. It's nice to do something like this, too. Hard hit percentage was 40. Not great. But, he's a contact pitcher. If you guys remember, he was the one on the other end of the Tim Anderson and Royals beef. He was the one that threw the pitch that got smoked. So that's his claim to fame. But his claim to fame in 2021 might be as an all-star. I'm very high on Brad Keller. I hope he continues his push towards success. But weirdly enough, Spencer Turnbull has turned in a higher WAR than both him and Zach Plesac. But Zach Plesac is pretty damn good. He just he hasn't had as many starts to show for himself. So I guess the one puppy guy is a White Sox fan then. So let's see. I think Barrios, or Barrios, however you say it, I really don't know, is probably my silver. If we go on a kind of war, Kelvin Herrera retired. That's sad. He was part of the 3-headed monster for the Royals. I remember that. He was a pest. Really good pitcher. Threw the ball hard. You could argue Plesac, though. You really could. Look at that ERA and look at that whip. Pretty darn good. Let's check out Zach Plesac really quick. I don't know. White Sox legend. No, he was really bad with the Sox. I liked that signing when it happened, but he was really bad with the Sox. Had like a 7 ERA or something. Yeah, look, Plesac's still brand spanking new. Had 1 full season in 2019. Had some starts in 2020. Had some real good starts in 2020. Like 201 ERA pluses. Nasty. Oh, they were manipulating his service time. That's a very Cleveland baseball team of them. His strikeout to walk was 9.5. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's crazy. Yeah, I think... Because Barrios has been durable and reliable, but Zach Plesac's upside is pretty nuts. And you got to believe he's going to get 30 starts this year if he stays healthy. And, he's going to be a big part of that rotation. Him and Shane Bieber have the opportunity to be a gross 1-2. A Lance Lynn, Lucas Giolito-esque 1-2. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot. 4.0, 3.68. Good strikeout per nines. Good ERA plus. Strikeout 195 and 202. He's been doing it for a while. Wow, 2 complete games led MLB in 2018. That's so sad. I miss complete games, man. I love complete games. Good for your bullpen, good for entertainment. His hard hit percentages have been kind of similar to Keller. He wanted to spend time with his family. I don't care too much about FIP with Plesac. Or in general, honestly. I'm kind of off FIP. So I'm gonna give Plesac my silver. I am. I'm gonna give it to him. I think his upside is a little bit better than Barrios. But then again, do we give Lance Lynn a diamond and then get somebody else in the mix? I don't know. It's tough. It's really tough. Because I feel like Turnbull and Keller both belong in the discussion. They really do. But it's tough. There's a lot of good starting pitching in the Central. Central's going to be a fun division to watch just if you're into watching starters do their thing. Because everyone here, besides the Tigers, pretty much has a good one too. I like Spencer Turnbull. He's a good two. But like Zach Plesac and Shane Bieber, Lucas Giolito and Lance Lynn, Kenta Maeda and Jose Barrios, and then Brad Keller and Mike Minor. Those are all good 1-2s. Those are all, borderline playoff contending 1-2s. Some are obviously better than others. So what do we think? Lynn Diamond or no? I'm thinking probably no. I'm thinking no on a Lynn Diamond, and I think we give Barrios the third, and we call it a day. It sucks that Turnbull and Keller get left off, but I feel like it would be weird to include one of them and not the other, when I kind of think that, their upsides are pretty similar. So I don't know. It's interesting. Lynn Silver, that's not true. 8.1 WAR over 2 seasons, you gotta be the gold. No way. Let's see. What time we got? 8:41? We'll go for about like 20 more minutes, guys. If you want to get your donations in, get them in soon. The clock is ticking. Yasmani Diamond. We're still talking about this? That was so long ago. Lynn Gold. I don't know. I'm not seeing a ton of chat activity, so maybe I'm just going to roll with Lynn Gold. I say no to Lynn. If Lynn is diamond, then give Yaz diamond. That's the thing. Like, I don't think Lynn's a diamond. And I'd agree with that as well. If you give Lynn diamond, you should probably give Grandal a diamond. Who are the diamonds we've given? We've given diamonds to Shane Bieber, to Jose Ramirez, and to Nelson Cruz, which I believe were all deserved. So I'm gonna roll with Lynn Gold. I'm gonna give Barrios my bronze, and I think I'm gonna call it a day. Personally. How's that sound? All right, so let's give the points out. It's 3 more for the Chicago White Sox, who are jumping back in front. 1 for Minnesota, who have now registered their 10th category, as well as the White Sox. And then the third place went to... Oh, wait, no. It was 1 point. Yes, so then 2 points for Cleveland. Did you not give Yaz a diamond? I did not give Yaz a diamond, Joe. I'm sorry. Top 2 catcher doesn't necessarily mean top 15 player, in my opinion. I don't think he's a top 15 player. And that's sort of how I've been going with the diamonds. Like, the guys that have gotten diamonds have been Jacob deGrom, Garrett Cole, Francisco Lindor. In the AL East, I think we had... It's slipping my mind here. Someone on the Yanks got a diamond. Yeah, there hasn't been a ton of diamonds given out, honestly. It's been JT Realmuto, Jacob deGrom, Francisco Lindor, Garrett Cole, and then the 3 that we've had today. Hey, Lewis, how's it going, man? We're getting near the end here. We got about 20 minutes left, but you're here in time for the last 3 pitchers. So speaking of which, we got an interesting pick here. Number 3 starting pitcher. Decided to include these as well. Dallas Keuchel, who has a very low ERA, but you may have seen the meme that Dallas Keuchel is a bit of an ERA merchant. He's had some incredibly lucky baseball over the past 2 years. Dude's a good pitcher. Dude can hurl it. But Keuchel does not get a diamond. DJ LeMahieu didn't get a diamond, no. Keuchel had a pretty good year last year. His ERA was below 2, if I remember correctly. Let's check him out. Let's check him out. Let's check him out. And I'm a big advocate of not giving out diamonds all the time. I like when they're a bit, like, you know, lucrative and stuff like that. Go to the really good players. So, yeah, like, he had a 1.09 whip, a 1.99 ERA. If you go into the analytics a little bit deeper, not as impressive as the stats may suggest. Doesn't give up a lot of home runs and was 5th in Cy Young voting. So, you know, you can't take away his 2020. It was still a very good 2020, and that's still a solid guy to have as your number 3. I don't think that a ton of guys outdo him here, but also, weirdly enough, Michael Pineda has a 3.7 WAR. And I feel like I've mostly forgotten about Michael Pineda. I fully expected J.A. Happ to be higher on the depth chart than Michael Pineda was. So I thought that was very interesting. Brady Singer is probably better than Danny Duffy, but Danny Duffy, in terms of legacy and in terms of where he was on the depth chart, gets the number 3 nod here. Singer's he's still young, dude. Unless a lot of people want to see Brady Singer in the number 3. If that's an outcry, maybe we can talk about it. 5 starts in 2020, 26 in 2019. Been solid for him, serviceable. His FIP mostly matches his ERA. Let's see. No home runs, which is cool. No dingers allowed. Almost 80 people in here. I wonder if we can get to 100. We've hit 100 before. Might not be tonight. That's okay. Bit of a slower stream tonight. Still got some good donations. Pineda is definitely a weird player. Definitely weird. 1.2 whip is not great. Not what you love to see. Let's look at Brady Singer for fun, because I saw that come up in chat a couple times. Brady Singer. Just had the 2020. Let's see. 4.06 ERA. 4.08 whip, 1.16 whip, 8.5 K per 9. His strikeout to walk is okay, 2.65, not crazy. How's his hard hit percentage? 40. It's about average. I don't know. I don't see a huge reason to sub out Danny Duffy here. He's just been doing it longer. So it's probably Pineda, Keuchel, Savali for the top 3 here. It's not going to be Fulmer. Fulmer's really fell off since his early good years. Not going to be Danny Duffy. He's sort of just a guy to eat innings for the Royals. Sort of make way to the new younger guys. I'm inclined to give Keuchel my golds. JT is saying Savali, then Dallas, then Pineda. Pineda has the highest WAR, but I also just think that might be because... I don't know, actually. He has about the same innings pitched as Keuchel, so it's very strange that his WAR is so much higher. I don't know. I double-checked the numbers, though. They're right. So I'm going to... I don't know if I want to give Keuchel my gold, but I think I might. I think it makes the most sense. What's Chad thinking? Who gets gold here for number 3? Who's snagging the gold? I think I'm probably going to do Keuchel gold, Pineda silver, and Shivali with the bronze. Or should I not do Savali so low? I don't know. Check out Aaron Savali. Let's see. I think we might speed through the rest of the categories a little bit since we're hitting the tail end here. Kind of went a little over. Let's see, Keuchel gold. Okay, we're in mostly agreement there. That's good. Savali breaking out in 21? Maybe. ERA is not pretty from 2020. Prettier in 2019. Surrendered the most hits in the league for the AL. Bad whip. Not great. Yeah, his hit per 9's rough. Pretty rough. I don't know that I love giving that hit per 9 the silver. Strikes out some dudes. 69. Nice. Yeah, I feel comfortable with where I put it. I'd be more comfortable in a game with Pineda, personally. Maybe Savali's upside is a little bit more. Savali breaking out. I'm seeing a lot of Savali second. I don't know. I like Pineda a little bit more. I'm going to go with the WAR pick, the whip pick, the K percentage pick, the guy who's thrown more innings. I'm just going to go with the numbers here. If the upside is there for Savali, maybe he breaks out. I don't think it's a huge disparity there. Not the end of the world. What were they just at? I missed that. 23. So they are at 25 now. It's another 3 for the White Sox, so I think we've had one of the highest point totals. And then 1 point for Cleveland, who gets into another category. So the standings are looking pretty locked in aside from like third place. But let's keep exploring. Then we're gonna speed through the last two guys. I want to close up stream soon. Here's what we're gonna do. So Taylor Rogers, Aaron Bummer are probably our top two here. Liam Hendriks is gonna be a quick diamond for me. Don't think there's many arguments there, right? Liam Hendriks diamond. He's been the best closer in the game. Most inning pitched of any relief pitcher here. Lowest ERA, lowest whip, crazy K percentage. Only bested by James Karinchak, who's also a stud for the Cleveland team. Let's see. I'm going to give him my gold. Faux show. Stalmont, for those who have seen him pitch, is a very fun pitcher to watch. Somehow has a crazy disparity between velocity in his pitches, as somebody just pointed out in chat to Bobby. McKenzie's going to be their number 3, probably, but they had very similar stats in 2020, and Savali just has seniority over him, so that's why they put him higher on the depth chart. So McKenzie right now is a number 4, but will probably be a number 3 in the near future. But then again, the rankings of the rotation pitchers doesn't totally matter. So Hendriks gold, Karinchak, or Hendriks diamond, Karinchak gold. I like Alex Colomé as our silver, just based on the amount of saves he's gotten. He's a bit of a heart attack save guy, allows a lot of runners on base. Not great, but a good WAR, 1.2. You like to see that. And then Scott Barlow, who's flown under the radar for the most part. He's closing games for Kansas City this year, although you might see Stalmont closing games in the near future just because he's got some nasty stuff. He's still got some stuff to prove, 45 innings pitched, that kind of thing. But 100 innings pitched for Scott Barlow, pretty good. Has a pretty nice K percentage. We're going to give him the bronze, rank that pretty quick. Closers is pretty easy. I wanted to get that out of the way. Then we go to setup men, which is a little bit harder. Rogers has a higher WAR, but he's also been closing games for the Twins in recent time. He's going to be the setup man behind Colomé according to their depth chart. That's why they gave Colomé the bag. It's going to come down between him and Bummer for gold. I'm going to give it to Rogers. Greg Holland is on KC's roster. He's not their closer, though. He's not going to be closing games. No, he's their 7th inning guy, if I remember correctly. He's going to be sort of, guiding the younger dudes. That's what they brought him in for. They brought him in, and they brought Wade Davis in on a minor league deal to sort of, guide the younger guys to higher heights, if that makes sense. I think I'm going to go gold here for Taylor Rogers. Silver for Aaron Bummer, even though he's gross, and he's got some really good stuff. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll give... Rogers has a higher K percentage. More innings pitched, but Bummer was really good last year. Rogers and Bummer is a toss-up. Stalmont's my bronze. I want to see what you guys think. Bummer Rogers, Rogers Bummer, Bummer gold. Josh Stalmont would be diamond next year. That'd be cool. I drafted him on my fantasy team. Watch out. Gold Taylor Rogers, Aaron Bummer gold. So we can all agree on Stalmont being bronze ahead of Whitgren. Cool. Bummer Rogers Whitgren. I don't know. Do we do a swap? I kind of like Taylor Rogers a little bit more. I don't know why. Maybe it's the lefty adoration in me. I like lefties. Rogers then Bummer. Bummer better. We can disagree here. And I also want to make the final tally a little bit closer. Because I think it is close, honestly. I think people are sleeping on the Twins a little bit just because they always perform poorly in the postseason. Stalmont is my god. That's a pretty good god to believe in my opinion. Good one to pick. 70 watching. Pretty good. All right. Whitgren underrated. I agree, but he doesn't crack my top 3 here. I like Stalmont's stuff a little bit more. Their ERAs are similar. Stalmont's got to control his stuff a little bit more. 1.49 whip's not great. I think I'm going to go with Rogers Gold, though. Oh, Bummer's a lefty, too. I totally forgot about that, dude. I'm slacking today. There you go. Rogers Gold for now. Yeah. I think that's a good way of putting it, Mega Knight. Rogers Gold for now, but I would not be surprised if Bummer overtakes him this year. Yeah. Okay. All right, we're going to roll with this. I'm going to do final point tallies, and then we're going to do our standings predictions, guys. And we're going to wrap up by 9. Going to get you guys out of here soon. All right. So, if I remember correctly, it was a gold for Taylor Rogers, and then a silver for Alex Colomé. So that puts them at 30. Yeah. And that puts them at 13 categories. Chicago got a silver and a diamond, so that's 6 points to put them at 34 and 13 categories. They only missed 1. Cleveland got a gold for James Karinchak and nothing for Nick Whitgren. So 21 and 9. And then Kansas City got 2 bronzes for Stalmont and Barlow to put them at 14 and 10 categories. And the sad Tigers got 1 point for 1 category. So, let's do a quick recap before I do my final standings predictions. Yasmani Grandal came away with the gold in the Central. That's obvious. You could argue maybe that he's a diamond. I didn't fully believe. 6.9 WAR is great. He's been had a lot of at-bats. Jose Abreu, last year's MVP, he comes away with the gold at first base. His WAR didn't do crazy numbers for me. Carlos Santana's was actually better. The on-base machine, he gets silver there. Jorge Polanco gets the pick at second base. Nick Madrigal is going to be sneaky this year. Watch out for him. Cesar is over him because of seniority, but Polanco obviously took away this category pretty well. Yohan Moncada made for a fun third base category. He had the highest WAR, but we still gave our diamond to J-Ram, which I think is well-deserved. J-Ram's been one of the best hitters in the league for quite a while, but you got guys like Heimer Candelario, Hunter Dozier, and Josh Donaldson also in this category, also probably going to do well in 2021, so it's pretty interesting. Tim Anderson gets the gold at shortstop. Not a ton of competition here. It was a tough pick to find our third and second here, but Andrelton Simmons' glove is too good to ignore. Alberto Mondasi has a ton of potential. Eloy Jimenez tears the cover off the ball. He gets the gold in left field there, 3.4 WAR. Very nice. Benny is my bounce-back candidate at bronze. Luis Robert gets a silver here, but he could very well be a gold by the end of the year. He just needs a little bit more time. Mercado is a bounce-back candidate at bronze, and Byron Buxton gets our gold because, not a ton of competition there. Adam Eaton is a very reluctant bronze for me. Max Kepler gets the gold. A slight edge over Whit Merrifield, who I love to watch play. He had the most at-bats and plate appearances of anybody over the past 2 years combined. 5.4 WAR for Kepler is really nice, though. A much-deserved diamond for Boomstick Baby Nelson Cruz, 6.2 WAR. Crazy OPS over the past 2 years. Has played all those games. Really, really good. Still hacking it out like age 41 or something like that. Jorge Soler not too far behind with his home run totals at 41 in 2019. That's crazy. Miguel Cabrera, the only Tiger to get ranked today. Very sad. I believe that Spencer Turnbull probably deserved a little bit of recognition, but didn't factor into the number 2 category because the competition was just too fierce. And then Fran Neal is probably going to be a big up-and-comer in the 2021 season. He's going to get a lot of regular at-bats, probably put up a lot of home runs. Shane Bieber, last year's Cy Young, easy diamond pick for me, 8.8 WAR. He's only going to get better. He's going to be scary good for the Indians, and they need him too if they're going to compete. Giolito behind him, Kenta Maeda, who's sneaky good, top 3 in Cy Young voting in 2020, and then Mike Minor behind them. Good veteran pickup for the Royals. After that, number 2 starting pitcher, Lance Lynn, Zach Plesac, Jose Barrios. Barrios and Plesac, kind of a toss-up. We all know that. That happened pretty recently. Keuchel gold for number 3, Taylor Rogers gold for setup man, and Liam Hendricks a diamond for closer. No arguments there from the chat. All right, so now we do a final rank, which I believe for the most part is pretty easy order-wise. I'm going to put Detroit down in the bottom and Minnesota near the top. So let's just do that really quick, get that fixed up. I think Chicago's the team to beat, guys. I don't think many people disagree with me here. They just had such a stellar offseason. Their young guys are finally coming up to the show, which is what you love to see. Who got boxed out here? Oh, Cleveland? You need to put Cleveland in there. So here's what we're going to do. I'm a Kansas City believer. I'm willing to say it, that I'm a Kansas City believer. But do they overtake the Indians is a big question. Well, we got Detroit at the bottom. I think that they're probably an 100-game loser, unfortunately. I'm going to put them at a soft 62 and 100. They're still a little bit far away. May they rest in peace. They'll get there. They will. But, it's not going to be for a while. But they got A.J. Hinch at the helm now, who's a pitching guru. They got a young, talented rotation. I'm seeing a lot of Grandal as a diamond. I still disagree. Yasmani not diamond, weep. I agree. I'm going to put Chicago at the top. I think that's fair. I think that's more than fair. I had them as a wildcard team in my earlier predictions, but I've changed since then after seeing the position-by-position comparison. I think you put them at a 95-game winner, 95 and 67. Pretty soft there. Not better than the Yankees quite yet, but better than the Blue Jays for sure. We put the Blue Jays at 89 wins. Then Minnesota comes in. I think they're still a 90-game winner, honestly. A 90-game wildcard team is tough outcome, but 90 and 72 I think is a great lock for them. Still have solid starting pitching, a solid end of their bullpen, and of course a great lineup. Alex Kiriloff is probably going to do some things this year. Nelson Cruz is Nelson Cruz. Then you have Cleveland and Kansas City, who are very comparable in my opinion. Both have some sluggers in Franmil Reyes and Jorge Soler. Have some very dependable guys in the field in Cesar Hernandez and Whit Merrifield. Have some bounce-back candidates and some breakout candidates like Oscar Mercado and Andres Jimenez, stuff like that. Josh Stalmont is a stud. Their bullpen is sneaky good. Their rotation is sneaky good, the Royals, I mean. Mike Minor, Brad Keller, Brady Singer, Danny Duffy. I don't think the Twins got worse. I think they just let Eddie walk. But they got J.A. Happ to solidify the rotation a bit. They got Alex Colomé. But I think that Cleveland probably still finishes ahead of Kansas City, even though my heart is telling me no. Even though my heart is really telling me no. I can't believe the Sox chose La Russa over Hinch. Yeah, you're not the only one. Very surprising call. Hinch would have been perfect for the White Sox, in my opinion. But he's good for the Tigers, too. So I could see both these teams finishing over 500. I mean, Royals, it would have to be a best-case scenario, and a lot of things go right. But they're going to hover there. So I think Cleveland's still a winning team with that amazing rotation. Their bullpen worries me a little bit. It gets very thin after Whitgren and Karinchak. So if they do some things to solidify that, maybe I'm a little bit more high on them. Their lineup is sneaky good. I will say that. Franmil Reyes, I think, is going to rake. I think Andres Jimenez has a lot to offer. J-Ram is J-Ram. Cesar Hernandez can put together a good season. Mercado will probably bounce back. So I don't know. I think I will still comfortably put Cleveland above of Kansas City, which goes against what my heart is saying to me, goes against what it's speaking to me. I'm going to put them as the baseball team, and I'm going to put them at a very nice 83 and 79. I think they're perfectly a little bit above average. And the Kansas City Royals, you know what? I still like their upside. I want to see them get to at least 80 wins this year. I think they can go 80 and 82, finish right below the 500 threshold. I think that Cleveland's pitching is too good for them to not finish in at least third. You could even see them in the playoffs, and if you do, you better be scared because of Bieber and Plesac. That's crazy. But I don't think they get above third. I think that's a soft ceiling for them. But who knows? Maybe they outperform the Blue Jays. Maybe they outperform the second-place team in the West, who we haven't discussed yet. But I think this is a solid, understandable ranking for the AL Central. And that'll about do it for this stream. I want to know what you guys think about what division we should do next. I plan to keep doing these as always. Maybe we'll even do one tomorrow because I got some free time tomorrow. So if you want to see NL Central or AL West, I want to save the NL West for last because that's going to be a very fun division to rank. So NL Central or AL West, let me know what you guys think. I'll probably post a poll on Twitter or YouTube or something like that to see what the fans think about that. But if you came out to the stream, as always, thank you. If you donated, thank you so much. You didn't need to do that, and I really appreciate your gratitude. If you hung out for 5 minutes, if you hung out for 2 hours, I appreciate you as always. Doing these streams have been a lot of fun. I'm glad to see the engagement is there, that you guys are enjoying it so much. But that is about it for this stream. So if you got any last comments, get them out here now. Retro Baseball, thank you for coming out and watching the stream. Chester says AL West. Maybe we'll finish up the AL. Bye, Pepito. Thanks for stopping by. Bloodline says AL West. NL Central says Joe. Okay. Glad to gauge that a little bit. Disgruntled Rank. Rally Monkey. Thank you for watching. JT, I like those ranks. Mecha Knight says AL West. Definitely going to factor that in. Great stream. Thanks, Ben Brady. Thanks for stopping by. You're the man, as always. NL Central is so depressing. Yeah, you hate to see it. Peace out, Joe. Thanks for coming out. AL West obvious because you're an Angels fan, Rally Monkey. I see you. I see you on Twitter. See ya, Jolly Olive. Bye, Bloodline. Thanks for coming out, man. Yeah, guys, I think we'll cap it there. Thank you for coming out, and we'll see you guys maybe even tomorrow, if not sometime during the week. But yeah.